Hey, welcome to Chinese Novel Audio Wave. Check out our playlist for more amazing novels and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new audiobook. Now, let's dive into today's story. Chapter 161 Chu Yan arrives on the battlefield, Part 3. Lu Chen's mouth was bleeding miserably. But faced with such a scene, he could only look up to the sky and roar, "Damn Hell Gate, you are truly the eternal sinners of my human world. If the Hell Gate hadn't released demon race, how could the human world fall to such a state? And now they all know. The reason why it is impossible to become a god in the human world is. It was all because those people from the Hell Gate destroyed the divine level heaven and earth essence veins, resulting in the loss of the cultivation environment. Everyone's hatred for Hell's Gate has reached an unprecedented level." Looking at the demon saints surrounding him, Lu Chen roared, rushing towards a demon saint who is powerful enough to fight across borders. At the same time his body swelled up. "I'd rather explode than become your food." Not only that, but he also has to take away a demon saint before he dies. However, at this moment, a force that he could not resist suddenly descended upon him. Suppressed his swollen body back. "Damn it, you can't even self-destruct." Lu Chen was desperate. Seeing this scene, all the demon saints around laughed even more wildly. Fire fist. But the next moment, a huge fist of fire pierced through the void. The dazzling and scorching fire engulfed everything. Lu Chen looked at this scene in shock. All the demon saints who besieged him were burned to ashes. Who? Is it someone from the Chu family? I think the only ones in the human world who have such strength are the strong men from the Chu family. Really? A figure with flames all over his body stepped out from the void. On his chest was written the word, Chu, which was guarded by a real dragon. It's really the Chu family. Have they finally come out? Everyone knows. The Chu family went out of seclusion this time. It is very likely that a martial god will be born. By then all difficulties will be solved. They haven't come out yet. Chu Yan came over and answered. Your Excellency is Chu Yan, the son of Chu Jingyu. Lu Chen was shocked and immediately clasped his hands and said, so it's the eldest young master of the Chu family. I'm so sorry. Chu Yan responded, you are too polite, senior. You are seriously injured, so go and heal. Leave this to me. Seeing the strength just revealed by the other party, Lu Chen was not polite either. He just reminded, Master Chu, be careful. Some of the demon saints here have the strength to fight across borders. Even the martial emperor must be dealt with carefully. He couldn't see through the other party's strength. But the other party was able to suppress his own self-destruction just now. The strength is definitely above my own. So I can only give you a reminder. Don't worry, senior. I understand. Chu Yan nodded seriously. Looking at the demon saint in the distance, he said, don't say I don't give you a chance. I have suppressed my cultivation to the perfection of martial saint. Come on, let me see how strong you demon race are. He did not burst out with the martial god and martial emperor abilities. Instead, he faced the challenge with martial saint. This comes from his confidence. How dare a mere human look down on us, the demon race? Today I will show you the horror of my demon race. As Chu Yan finished speaking, then a void demon race suddenly appeared above Chu Yan. A pair of fists wrapped in demonic energy smashed towards the opponent's head. Lu Chen, who had just retreated to a distance and saw this scene, couldn't help but become worried. The other party is the son of the head of the Chu family. If anything goes wrong, extreme profundities won't be able to bear the consequences. As a result, this idea just came out. Then Chu Yan punched upwards and directly blew up one of the opponent's arms. Then, without any hesitation, he grabbed the other person's head. It will burst like crushing a stone. What a strong fighting force! Lu Chen exclaimed. The power of the void demon race is extremely powerful. It is said that there are powerful demon lords in their demon race. So the blood is strong. Extraordinary combat power. Possessing the strength to fight against the martial emperor. But in front of Chu Yan, he couldn't even take a single move. Yes, the opponent has the strength to fight against the martial emperor, and Chu Yan also has this strength, and is even stronger than the opponent, so he can crush the opponent so much. Thinking of this, Lu Chen breathed a sigh of relief. Completely retreat to the rear. With such a strong man in charge, no demon race can break through his defense. After he left, Chu Yan began to roam freely in the demon race with his martial arts saint realm. The violent power surged into the sky, turning a large area into a sea of fire. As a result, countless demon races died at his hands. In just half a month, the name of Emperor Yan began to be known in the demon race. He crushed all the demon races with his domineering and overbearing attitude. You call yourself the Flame Emperor. 9 heavenly fires in the palm of your hand. Humph, it's just heavenly fire, not divine fire. Do you dare to think that it's your capital of invincibility? In that case, let's go and see how strong the other party is. Some geniuses among the demon saints snorted disdainfully. How could the foundation of their demon race be compared to that of humans in this mere mortal world? If we talk about heavenly fire, their demon world has nurtured more heavenly fire over the endless years. They don't even take heavenly fire seriously. He immediately rushed towards where Chu Yan was, vowing to kill this arrogant human being there. In the Dragon Emperor Palace, Long Yuan nodded as he watched Chu Yan kill the demon race with overwhelming force. The opponent's fighting power is indeed very strong, especially after the body has been tempered by the 9 heavenly fires and the divine fire. Become extremely powerful. Then he asked the moon god and the others, do you know what race the elves are? He was curious whether the original ancient world was their world. Elves. The moon goddess shook her head. I have never heard of this race. Is it possible that there were no such creatures in the 33 heavens of ancient times? Long Yuan asked. No, never heard of it. Whether in the past or now, our world only has monster race, demon race, and human race. There is no such thing as an elf race. Where did you hear about this elf tribe? The moon goddess asked. Nothing, just a race I've heard of in rumors. Long Yuan's answer made the moon goddess look strange. She had lived for countless tens of millions of years and had never heard of the elves. At this moment, she was even more suspicious that Long Yuan was the reincarnation of some powerful being. Was his memory about to awaken? Long Yuan absorbed the cultivation rewarded by the system. While watching the human world today is horrible. It's fine within the barrier. Many martial emperors could barely resist. But outside the barrier was a sea of blood and corpses. Demon race is really bloody and brutal. They actually eat other creatures alive, just like wild beasts. Half of the world is filled with wailing. The air is filled with blood and sadness. These demon races have even kept some humans and monster races in captivity. Is this sustainable development? Long Yuan's eyes penetrated through the space. I saw some human races being kept in captivity by demon races. Obviously, they don't want all humans and monster race to perish in a short period of time. Save it for later enjoyment. In this case, let the Chu family come forward to rescue those people. As for the fact that he couldn't possibly take action, unless they encounter trouble that the Chu family cannot solve. But at this moment, the system voice sounded again. Shit, I haven't completely absorbed the 2.7 million years of cultivation reward from the last mission, and the system's reward is coming again. Chapter 162 Yin Yang Spring, Universe Mountain. Ding, congratulations to the host for completing the current task of training 9 martial gods for the Guardian family. Mission rewards: 30,000 years of physical cultivation, 30,000 years of realm cultivation, the creation level technique, chaos dragon art, 10 mirror breaking pills can break through the martial god realm barrier, 10 qualification enhancement pills can enhance the martial artist's understanding, 10 immortal divine weapons, the supreme martial soul, 9 extremes pagoda, the supreme physical condition, reincarnation supreme bone. My goodness, I haven't absorbed all the cultivation of my 2.7 million years of realm yet, and now I have another 3 million years of physical cultivation and 3 million years of realm cultivation. It seems like I am either preparing to absorb skills or on my way to absorb skills every day. As the rewards increase, the time it takes to absorb cultivation becomes longer and longer. This results in the reward coming again before you have absorbed it all. But I have plenty of time. As long as the Chu family leaves the Tower of Time, practice normally in the outside world, he will have plenty of time. As for the creation level technique, Chaos Dragon God technique, it also plays an important role for Long Yuan. Because the cultivation level rewarded by the system is not only affected by the Chu family's family level. There is also the blessing of the skill level. For example, he had previously practiced the Immortal Realm technique, Eternal Dragon God technique. Therefore, the 2.7 million years of cultivation is equivalent to practicing for 2.7 million years based on the Eternal Dragon God technique. If you practice Chaos Dragon technique at this time, that is equivalent to practicing the Chaos Dragon art for 2.7 million years. Although they both have 2.7 million years of cultivation. But the difference between them is not a little bit. For the skills rewarded by the system, Long Yuan didn't need to practice deliberately to master it. Then he continued to absorb the cultivation. It didn't take long for his cultivation to break through to the late stage of opening heaven. This shocked the moon god. She was convinced at this moment. Long Yuan is definitely not a normal practice. It is possible that his cultivation was sealed and is now gradually being unsealed. No one can cultivate so fast in the opening heaven realm in normal practice. During the practice, Long Yuan was checking his mission rewards as usual. Host, Long Yuan. Race, Cosmic Sky Dragon. Realm Cultivation, Opening Heaven Realm Late Stage. Physical Cultivation, Perfection in the Infinite Realm. Current task, cultivate the Guardian family into an immortal family. Task reward, 50,000 years of realm cultivation, 50,000 years of physical cultivation, 50 copies of divine level physical essence, 50 copies of divine level martial soul essence, 50 physical enhancement pills, 50 martial soul enhancement pills, a yin-yang spring, a cosmic mountain. Guardian family level, divine level, host's training speed increases 100 times. After looking at the mission rewards, Long Yuan was only interested in yin-yang spring and Yuzhou mountain. Because the other rewards are already too common. It's become commonplace. The yin-yang spring can cleanse a person's body and aptitude, and can allow ordinary people who have no cultivation aptitude to embark on the path of cultivation. When seeing the effect of yin-yang spring, Long Yuan was shocked. This thing has a significant effect. Because no matter which force it is impossible to ensure that all future generations have the qualifications to practice cultivation. The existence of this thing. This solved the problem perfectly. As long as the tribesmen who don't have the qualifications to practice go in and take a dip, you can immediately embark on the path of cultivation. This is simply the foundation for the long-term development of a force. With this item, everyone in the Chu family can embark on the path of cultivation. There will be a way for everyone to be like a dragon. With all the physical fitness rewards from the system, Long Yuan can almost see the future of the Chu family dominating the world. In this cosmic mountain, every certain period of time can produce a huge number of chaos level essence stones. This item is also a rare treasure for the Chu family. What is the Chu family missing? Isn't it just that you lack the essence stone to open the Tower of Time? Although the Chu family now occupies half of the human world and has a lot of foundation. But if the high-level Tower of Time is really opened, I'm afraid it will be consumed completely in an instant. And the cosmic mountain can just make up for it. Not bad, not bad, these two items are great. Long Yuan nodded. Outside the barrier, the red-haired old ghost and others received a reply from Long Aotian. Everyone looked unhappy. They didn't expect to hear such a sentence. Long Aotian, you are also from the Holy Realm, don't you know how to say a few nice words in front of the other party? It's just to open up the channel between the two worlds. There was no loss for the Chu family's beast god. And it can also win the favor of the giants in the Holy World, so why not do it? Humph, a bunch of despicable old guys, what qualifications do you have to ask beast god for help? Long Aotian snorted coldly. In the past, the giants of the underworld were the supreme gods in his heart. But ever since I knew that those guys had left a mark on my sea of consciousness, and the moon goddess told me the reason why they were imprisoned in the netherworld. He has completely betrayed the underworld from the inside out. Long Aotian, you are so outrageous. You can actually blaspheme our ancestors. The blood Taoist shouted angrily. A pair of blood-red eyes flashed with murderous intent. It's terrifying. Haha, blasphemy. Go back and ask them if they still remember why they were imprisoned in the netherworld. And why did they imprint the 6 paths of reincarnation seal in our sea of consciousness? Since they have trained me for so many tens of thousands of years, you should go back and tell those old guys that if they know what's best for them, they should hand over the 6 paths of reincarnation. Otherwise, when the Chu family's beast god steps into the netherworld, that will be the day those old guys fall. Long Aoshan said to the Blood Taoist and others mercilessly. He knew that Long Yuan's words were definitely not a joke. Because that involves the Chu family that the other party is protecting. The red-haired old ghost and the others looked bewildered. What is the 6 paths of reincarnation seal? But Long Aoshan didn't explain too much to them. Turn around and carry out Long Yuan's orders. What now? It seems that the beast god of the Chu family will not cooperate. Let's report what happened here to the Holy Realm first. Let's check the road to the Supreme Divine Realm first. In ancient times, there is a road in the human world that leads to the Supreme God Realm. It's a pity that it was cut off by people from Supreme Divine Realm. One of their goals in returning to the human world this time is to find the way to the Supreme God Realm. Try to sneak into the God Realm. And use means to cause chaos in the divine world. It would be best if we could convince the strong man in the opening heaven realm to open the passage to the Holy Realm. As for the 6 paths of reincarnation seal mentioned by Long Aoshan, they didn't take it to heart at all because there was nothing in their sea of consciousness. At this moment in the Chu family's 9th layer space world. Boom boom boom. Waves of powerful aura burst out. Sweeping the vast world. They have come out. Those who entered the Tower of Time have come out. What a terrifying aura. It's countless times more terrifying than when they broke through to the Martial Emperor. Could it be that someone has really broken through to the Martial God? The Chu family members who lived in the 9th layer space world looked towards the direction of the Time Tower with horror and excitement. Chapter 163, 1 year has come, please. Ha ha ha, I didn't expect 10,000 years to pass so quickly. Chu Zan was the first to walk out of the Tower of Time. The muscles on his body are clearly defined. The divine light flows on the body surface. Light up the sky. He is the first martial artist to become a god in the flesh. Yeah, it really goes by fast. I was originally planning to continue my push to reach the half-step imperishable realm, but I didn't expect the time would be up. Chu Feng sighed. If there is another 1,000 years. He is absolutely confident that he can break through to that level. After absorbing a huge amount of resources, his chaos divine body has been completely formed. His fighting power is terrifying. I have to go to the heart refining tower again as soon as possible to see if I can get a pill to improve my physical fitness. Chu Zan looked at some of the tribesmen who walked out behind him and whispered. Many people who started later than them have obtained emperor level or even divine level physique and martial spirit. If they cannot upgrade to divine level physique as soon as possible, they will probably be squeezed out of the Dragon Guard by others. Because his emperor level physique, the immortal body of heaven, really can't be ranked in the current Chu family. Although his cultivation has reached divine level. In terms of combat power, it is still the best. But if the Chu family continues to develop with its current momentum, sooner or later, you will be eliminated from the ranks of the strong. This made Chu Zan worried. Especially after hearing that there is a supreme physique above the divine level physique. And his physique still needs to evolve by at least 2 stages to reach that level, which makes him full of energy. And he also wants to go to the eternal heavenly monument that he has been to before. See if you can comprehend other boxing techniques of the 8 characters magic boxing. That is also a way to improve your own combat effectiveness. Yeah, we can't fall behind. Chu Tianyang also sighed. He possesses the body of the All-Spirit Emperor, and his cultivation speed is comparable to those of the divine body. They are the people in the Chu family who cultivate the fastest and have the highest realm. But if you are not careful, you may be surpassed by others. Although he, as the ancestor, was very happy to be surpassed by his own family members. But it does feel a bit embarrassing to be surpassed by those younger generations. Especially when seeing Chu Ming, the boy with 9 dragons wrapped around him. He was the youngest of them all. But now his cultivation has caught up with them. Because for monsters with divine level physique, it is easy to catch up and surpass them as long as they have time. And that child Yanran, wow, her supreme physique is really terrifying. Chu Tianyang looked at Chu Yanran, who was standing with Chu Shiren with a smile on her face, and stroked his beard with satisfaction. This is the strongest person in the Chu family so far. Many people have challenged her in the Tower of Time. No one in the same realm, including those with Emperor body and Divine body, can be her opponent. Even fighting across borders is a common occurrence for her. Our Chu family is really becoming more and more powerful. Chu Tianyang smiled and sighed. Who could have imagined that their Chu family would develop to this point more than a decade ago? Old Ma, I really should thank you. Chu Tianyang recalled the scene when he first entered the Jushao Mountains and encountered the beast god. If he hadn't been forced into a corner by the Ma family, then he wouldn't dare to enter the Jushao Mountains easily, and he wouldn't encounter the beast god. I just wonder if the Ma family's ancestor would die with regrets in his grave if he saw that the Chu family has developed to this point. At this time, other people also came out. Everyone had a smile on their face, which showed that this retreat was very fruitful. 10,000 years of time. Even the worst ones have become martial emperors. The strongest ones have reached the half-step imperishable realm, such as Chu Long who practiced the dragon and phoenix reversal of yin and yang 108 style, and Chu Jingyu who has the luck of his clan. There are also many who have achieved success in martial god. Chu Tianyang, Chu Jianchen, Chu Feng, Chu Yanran, Chu Yunling. If we give them more time, breaking through the imperishable realm is just around the corner. The most spectacular figures in the crowd were naturally Chu Long and his group of concubines. The phantoms of the dragon and phoenix on their bodies were almost transformed into reality. It even exudes the pressure of a divine beast. It can be seen that they have practiced dragon and phoenix reversal of yin and yang 108 inches to an extremely high level. The yang dragon body and the yin phoenix body are almost complete. My husband, you should take a concubine. We can't satisfy you anymore. Shen Biao stood beside Chu Long and said resentfully. Although they didn't want to share their men with others, Chu Long's fighting power was too strong. Even though they now had more than 40 sisters, they still found it a bit too much to handle. Chu Long nodded and said seriously, it is indeed time to take a concubine. We are still a long way from 108. The more harems there are, the faster he practices. Then he felt a sharp pain in his waist. But his bull waist was pinched hard by his group of women. Looking at the resentful eyes of Shen Biao and others, Chu Long begged for mercy. Ah, madams, please spare me. I don't have any bad intentions. I just want to take a concubine. It's really not for my S*X life. Although he is physically strong. But these women are merciless when they pinch people. Well, that's better. Shen Biao let go of Chu Long and said, take Yuying to see Beast God later. She has been pregnant for more than 10 years and there is no sign of labor. I wonder if something is wrong. Chu Long grinned, rubbed his waist and nodded, I remember it. At this moment, the Chu family members also gathered in front of the Time Tower. They said in unison, we respectfully welcome the ancestors, clan leaders and others to come out of seclusion. They shouted excitedly. This time, the strength of their Chu family will inevitably make a qualitative leap. Chu Jingyu said, thanks to Beast God, all of us have made great progress this time, and the strength of our Chu family has also developed by leaps and bounds. From now on, those martial emperors from Hell Gate will no longer pose any threat to our Chu family. He then looked at the elder who was in charge of the family during this period and asked, has any incident occurred in the family this year? Reporting to the clan leader, there hasn't been any major changes in the family, but something big has happened in the human world. He then gave a brief account of the situation. The faces of all those who had just come out of seclusion became completely solemn. Demon race. Is there a being beyond or even above the martial god? Yes, except for the sphere of influence of the family, which is protected by the beast god, the rest of the human world has completely fallen and turned into the demon realm. Those demon races are even more brutal and ferocious. They feed on humans and monster races, just like unintelligent beasts. But their fighting power is so strong that even the family's sphere of influence has been greatly impacted. There are many who fight across borders with the cultivation of demon saints. If it weren't for Master Chu Yan's powerful fighting power that attracted most of the demon race elites, I'm afraid the losses we suffered would be even greater. Chu Yan's name as Emperor Yan has begun to spread widely among the lower levels of demon race. Attracted many saint level and other genius monsters. What's more, some of them could fight against Chu Yan without losing. The strength is so strong that it is frightening. Hearing that his son was still safe, Chu Jingyu and Yi Juxin felt relieved. Although I really want to ask about him, now is obviously not the right time. Chapter 164, Chu Long's Mysterious Offspring. After the detailed report, Chu Jingyu immediately issued an order. All those with a cultivation level higher than Martial Emperor must go to the battlefield immediately unless there is something important going on. No matter what, those demon races must be driven out of the barrier. Yes, everyone responded in unison. His strength improved by leaps and bounds in the Tower of Time. Many people had previously expressed regret that the martial emperors of Hellgate were no longer qualified to fight them. Now there is a new enemy. So not only did the people not feel afraid. Instead, he was full of fighting spirit. And just after Chu Jingyu gave the order, the voice of Beast God rang in my ears. As the Chu family's strong men came out of retreat, Azure's Sun City was boiling again. Someone in the Chu family actually broke through to become a martial god, and there are more than one or two of them. How is this possible? They have been in seclusion for a year and so many people have broken through to martial god. Is martial god so easy to break through? You know nothing. It is said that the Chu family has a treasure. 1 year in the outside world could be thousands of years. Hiss. How could they have such a heaven-defying treasure? No need to think about it, it must be a gift from their mysterious and powerful beast god. Damn, why doesn't our family have the luck to meet such a powerful guardian beast? Who said it wasn't? Before, my ancestor went into the Jushao Mountains every few days, and was covered in wounds every time. Later, I learned that my ancestor was actually imitating the Chu family's ancestor, to see if he could be lucky enough to meet a big guy like the Chu family's beast god who traveled the world while seriously injured. Did you encounter that? What the hell, if he had met our family, would he still be in this state now? The birth of the martial god in the Chu family undoubtedly had a huge impact on everyone. Even in this day and age, many people are still pursuing the path of martial emperor. I was suppressed by the Hell Gate for too long. The emperor-level inheritance has almost been cut off. In this case, however, someone from the Chu family has already broken through to the martial god level. This is undoubtedly the first step forward for everyone, but it also gives many people hope of breaking through to a higher level. At least the Chu family did not monopolize cultivation like the Hell Gate. Only Zhe Tianli, who was once the head of the Wanyu Chamber of Commerce, sighed. The headquarters had always asked me to wait and see the Chu family. Don't get too close to each other. It's okay now. The headquarters was destroyed by demon race, and he was unable to cling to the Chu family. In the end, nothing was gained. In the Dragon Emperor Palace, Chu Jingyu paid a visit to Long Yuan. Your strength has greatly improved during this retreat. This means that the supreme divine weapon, the Tower of Time, has not been wasted. But next you have a difficult task, which is to rescue the creatures that are being held captive by the demon race. Long Yuan said to Chu Jingyu. This task is indeed arduous. Because there are too many beings beyond the barrier that surpass the martial god. It is almost impossible or very difficult for the family to rescue the creatures in the human world from the hands of the demon race. But since it is the order of the beast god, the Chu family will obey unconditionally. Chu Jingyu accepted the task without hesitation. If we cannot rescue directly, then think of other ways. After Chu Jingyu left, Chu Long brought Zhao Yueying into the Dragon Emperor Palace. The latter had been pregnant for more than 10 years, but still showed no signs of giving birth, which made Chu Long very worried. This was the first time that Zhao Yueying saw the beast god up close. She fully felt what blood suppression meant. Even if the opponent does not leak any breath, even if he has turned into a real dragon, he can still make the dragon blood in his body feel a sense of submission. What does this mean? This means that Beast God's bloodline level is far higher than his own. Don't worry too much. The longer the pregnancy period, the more talented the child will be. The sun god at the side spoke first. She had seen this kind of situation many times in ancient times. Some of the most powerful monsters in the world will be born after a long period of gestation. Because they require a lot of energy. Take it slowly. Long Yuan has not observed anything yet, because there is a layer of hazy air covering the child in the womb. This is the spirit of innate. All children are surrounded by this mysterious energy in the womb. No one is allowed to spy. This aura is very similar to the supreme physique that appeared as a system reward before. Long Yuan frowned slightly. Could it be that this is still the supreme physique? Generally speaking, for this kind of family power, the more prosperous the family fortune is, the greater the chance of a genius being born. However, with the current fortune of the Chu family, it should be difficult for them to give birth to someone with such a miraculous physique. Not quite right. Chu Long gave birth to Chu Ming, who possessed the 9 Dragons battle body, a few years ago. The 9 Dragon battle body is extremely powerful even among divine bodies. It should be difficult to protect him relying on the current fortune of the Chu family. Long Yuan speculates that the reason why Chu Long was able to give birth to offspring with strong physiques one after another was because, I'm afraid it's related to the dragon and phoenix reversal of yin and yang 108 style he practiced. The sun god at the side said, the fact that the baby hasn't been born yet means that it has not yet taken shape and needs a lot of energy to replenish it. All those natural resources and treasures that are useful for building the foundation of the child can be used to supplement it. Chu Long looked at the 2 stunning beauties. Where did this beauty come from? It suits his taste very well. But he had seen one of them when he sent Chu Ming here last time. Could he be Beast God's companion? But judging by her looks, she is definitely a good match. If this is true, he felt that he couldn't have any unreasonable thoughts. At this time, Long Yuan also said, replenish all kinds of energy. I am looking forward to the birth of this child. Then he placed his finger on the center of Zhao Yuying's eyebrows. Suddenly, a subtle mark of the cosmic sky dragon appeared there. This child has an extraordinary physique. He may be punished by heaven when he is born. This mark can protect him. This might be due to a natural supreme physique. This kind of physique is not tolerated by heaven and earth. A life full of disasters. Without a protector, it is easy to perish. Thank you, Beast God. Although I don't understand why. But Zhao Yuying also understood that this was the Beast God's way of protecting his child, so he bowed deeply. Then he saw another drop of golden dragon blood flying towards him. This is a drop of my dragon blood. I have already erased the dragon power in it. Take it back and absorb it well. It will help you improve your true dragon bloodline even further. If it is the flood dragon Long Yuan of Tian Long Yuan, I don't bother to pay attention to it. But since she has married into the Chu family, she is a member of the Chu family. Of course he would spare no effort to do anything that could enhance the strength of the Chu family. Thank you, Beast God. The bright moon was very excited. Even though it's just a drop of dragon blood. But I heard before that Beast God is the most powerful being in opening heaven. A drop of his blood definitely contains enormous energy, which can greatly increase his strength. Long Yuan nodded. Practice well and replenish your energy after you go back. I am looking forward to the birth of this child. Yes. Oh, by the way, take these 2 to meet Chu Liang. They have something to ask each other. Long Yuan said. Chu Liang is the one who has inherited the Star God's legacy. At the same time, hold the Star Pavilion. The 2 Moon God sisters have always wanted to meet each other and ask about the Star God. Yes. Chapter 165. Star Temple, Dragon Emperor Cauldron becomes divine weapon. After a few people left, Long Yuan still closed his eyes and absorbed the system's power. This time, there are many repairs. With the help of the creation level technique, Chaos Dragon Art, he can break through more than one small realm. So it will take longer. Long Yuan feels that it will take at least half a year. But even with so many cultivation rewards, Long Yuan still feels that it is not enough. Because the supreme divine ability, 9 generations of Dragon Jade, awarded before has not been practiced yet. This technique is called divine ability, but it is more like an extremely powerful secret technique. Other divine abilities can be realized through perception. However, the 9 generations divine Dragon Jade requires a lot of cultivation. If one wants to cultivate one of the dragon jades to Long Yuan's current level, one would need the sum of all the cultivation that Long Yuan has ever absorbed. To cultivate all 9, you can imagine the level of cultivation required. It is no exaggeration to call it massive. Therefore, no matter how much cultivation reward Long Yuan received, he still felt it was not enough. It is better to wait until my cultivation reaches the creation realm before practicing this divine ability. But Chu Long, you have to work harder. Long Yuan looked at Chu Long, who was taking the moon god and the sun god to the Chu family with hope. Inside the Chu family, Chu Liang was packing her belongings and preparing to go to the battlefield. But suddenly, 2 strange figures suddenly appeared not far away. It is indeed the aura of the star god. Just approaching. The moon goddess then sensed the existence of the star temple within Chu Liang's body. Who are you? Chu Liang also turned her gaze towards Yu Shen and the other 2. Showing a look of vigilance. When the 2 of them got close, the star god temple in her body actually trembled. This has never happened before. Chu Long, who followed, hurriedly introduced, these 2 are beast god's friends. At this moment, the golden dragon entanglement on his body. This is the visionary manifestation of the Yang dragon body. When this dragon appears, the attraction to the opposite S*X will be doubled at the transcendent level. That's right. His purpose was to attract the moon god and the sun god. The reason why he dared to do this was because he received a message from Beast God. When he left the Dragon Emperor Palace, the voice of Beast God rang in my ears. What this means is that the moon goddess and the sun goddess are just his ordinary friends and not his Taoist companions. If Chu Long has the ability to take them both as his harem, it will definitely greatly increase the strength of the Chu family. Since Beast God said that he is not his Taoist partner, he also told me that if I had the ability, I could take them into my harem. Then Chu Long will have nothing to worry about. For no other reason, just for the 2 people's peerless beauty. No, it is the fact that it can enhance the strength of the Chu family, so Chu Long will do anything to take down these 2 people. Chu Liang was startled. It turned out to be Beast God's friend, so I quickly stepped forward to greet him. We are the moon god and the sun god, and the star god is our sister. The moon goddess spoke directly. Chu Liang looked at the 2 of them with even greater surprise. This is actually the sister of that star god. The inheritor of the star god, Chu Liang, greets the 2 seniors. She received all the inheritance of the star god. Naturally, I also know that the star god has 2 sisters, the moon god and the sun god. But I never expected to see him here today. Emperor level physique, 10,000 stars celestial body, not bad, no wonder the star god chose you as his successor. The sun god looked at Chu Liang and nodded with satisfaction. It is already great to have an emperor level physique appear in this barren human world. Although both of them are divine body. But after all, it was born in the 33rd layer of ancient times. There is no comparison. Senior, you are too kind. Chu Liang said modestly. In their current Chu family, emperor level physique is really nothing. In fact, the main reason we came here this time is to see the star god temple. For ancient gods like us, we can only leave behind inheritance when we die. But according to our mysterious intuition, the star god should not have died. So we really want to know why this happened. We want to see if there are any clues left in the star god temple. The moon goddess said seriously. Chu Liang nodded and said, to be honest with you 2 seniors, there are indeed some items left by the star god senior for you 2 seniors in the star god temple. Please follow me into the star god temple. She stretched out her palms. A magnificent palace appeared in his hand. Countless dazzling stars are suspended around the palace, emitting dazzling starlight. The 2 moon gods nodded, following Chu Liang into the star temple. The star temple is even more magnificent than the imperial palace. The falling starlight turned into a bead curtain, and there were stars lined up in the middle, which was extremely gorgeous. Deep inside the palace, there is a golden sun and a silver moon suspended in the sky. That is what the star god left for the moon god and the sun god. Only the 2 of them can open it. But what was inside was not a treasure but a message. So that's how it is. Senior Pan led the star gods and others to leave the heavens and follow the footsteps of the evil race from outside the domain to the depths of chaos. I just left too hastily. There was no time to say goodbye to them. So I left the Star Temple behind, hoping that they would be able to discover it one day. Senior Pan wanted to completely eradicate the foreign evil race, so he went to their lair. But why haven't you come back yet? Could something have happened? It seems that we must recover our strength as soon as possible and go find them. At least now we can be sure that the Star God has not fallen. There is a telepathy between the three sisters. You can clearly sense that the other person is still alive. The Star Gods haven't come back yet. This means that something must have happened that prevented him from returning. After leaving the Star Temple, after learning that Chu Liang was going to the battlefield, Yushin and the other two decided to go with her. After all, the other party is their nephew. I definitely need some pointers. As the patriarch, although Chu Jingyu also wanted to go to the battlefield to fight. But he must stay in the family and command everything. Has the Dragon Emperor Cauldron changed? Chu Jingyu, who was still researching family luck, suddenly discovered that the clan's emperor weapon had changed. After careful study, I was shocked. It has actually evolved into a divine weapon. The Dragon Emperor Cauldron, which was originally the clan's imperial weapon, has now become a genuine divine weapon. He immediately sought out the elder who had been in charge of affairs for the past year to inquire about the situation. No one has ever come into contact with the clan's imperial weapon. The elder in charge shook his head. The clan's imperial weapon possesses incredible power. Ordinary people in their Chu family would not be able to come into contact with this thing. Could it be that beast god evolved the imperial weapon into a divine weapon? Chu Jingyu nodded. The more I think about it, the more possible it seems. It seems that other people don't have this ability. I haven't touched this thing. However, the voice of Beast God suddenly rang in Chu Jingyu's ears. Beast God. This clan guarding imperial weapon is made of extraordinary materials. It can automatically upgrade its level as the Chu family's luck grows. It's not an artificial improvement. Chu Jingyu's eyes widened when he heard this. I was even more shocked. This thing can actually upgrade its level automatically. Because even if the material level of the natal weapon is insufficient, you need to add corresponding materials every time you upgrade it. The fact that it can be automatically upgraded to a divine weapon at least shows that the material of the Dragon Emperor Cauldron is a divine level material. Divine level material. I'm afraid there is no such material in the human world. Chapter 166 On the Battlefield. Make good use of the Dragon Emperor Cauldron. Its upper limit is much more than just an ordinary spirit ascension device. Long Yuan said to Chu Jingyu. This is the clan weapon that the system rewarded to the Chu family. How could the upper limit be low? I'm afraid the Chu family can develop to that level. To what extent can the clan's weapon grow? And most importantly, the power that this thing can exert is not small. With the prosperity of the Chu family now, the power that the Dragon Emperor Cauldron can unleash is enough to suppress even the imperishable realm. Certainly, as a clan-suppressing weapon, its biggest function is to suppress family luck. Moreover, the tripod is a thing. It can gather luck from all directions in one place, allowing the Chu family's fortune to gather together and not disperse. Chu Jingyu nodded. It seems that I will have to continue studying the divine weapon of the Gen clan in the future. On the other side, the Chu family members have also rushed to the battlefield. With the participation of these martial gods, the battle situation is completely one-sided. Although some demon saints have the strength to fight against martial emperor across borders, it is simply impossible for them to fight against martial god. However, for those genius demons who fight across borders, especially those descendants of the demon lord, the Chu family did not kill him directly. Instead he was imprisoned. Why not just kill them? Some people are puzzled. The demon race is so brutal, it would be a disaster if we keep it around. The clan leader has ordered that we spare these people's lives first. The late stage will have its own uses. In fact, many members of the Chu family did not know what the point of keeping demon race was. But the patriarch must have a reason behind his order. It's not fair for you to use martial god to bully us martial saints. If you have the guts, let our demon god in and see if you dare to be so arrogant. There is a demon race shouting loudly. This is too much of a bully. No one else can fight across two realms. Why didn't you show any fairness when your demon race army invaded my human world and slaughtered people at will? If you have the guts, get those demons out of the human world." Chu Zan shouted coldly. He crushed the head of a demon saint in front of him. "Can you blame us for your weakness in the human world? Who said there are no strong people in your world?" Seeing this, Long Yuan lightly tapped his finger. A golden light appeared at the fingertips. I saw that the golden barrier that originally covered this place began to change. Another barrier appeared outside the original barrier. There is a lot of space between the two layers of barriers, which can allow other powerful demons at the divine level to enter. Demon race soon discovered this. A large number of demons poured into this space. Subscribe to Chinese novel Audio Wave. He began to clamor for the Chu family's martial god to come out and fight to the death. Hee, I couldn't ask for more. Chu Zhenan shouted loudly. His clothes fluttered, his black hair danced, his eyes were as bright as lightning, and with a golden tripod on his head, he strode into that space with an aura that could swallow up the mountains and rivers of the universe. His desperate battle sacred body has evolved into the Emperor level, desperate battle sacred body. His fighting power is terrifying. His physique is extremely suitable for fighting. And it can break through more quickly in battle. You are just an Emperor-level person, yet you dare to act so arrogantly in front of me. Let me kill you. A huge figure suddenly descended. The opponent held a bone sword in his hand, and his body was covered with bone spurs. It turned out to be the demon god of the Shira clan. Shira clan's combat power in demon race is definitely at the top, and there is no doubt about its powerful strength. There was no nonsense between the two. As soon as they met, they turned into two streams of light and collided with each other. Powerful energy fluctuations suddenly exploded in the sky, resounding throughout the universe. There was a faint black light in the eyes of the Asura demon god. The demonic energy rises from his body. It can evolve into various magical weapons that can unleash terrifying killing power. The bone sword in his hand can easily cut through the void. Its power is clearly at the divine weapon level. However, Chu Zhenan was not afraid at all. A thought came to my mind. A golden cauldron flew out from above his head. It collided with the bone sword in the opponent's hand. The sound was deafening, and the vast energy turned into a huge storm that swept across the sky, and the surrounding void was torn into pieces in an instant. Then Chu Zhenan waved his fist. The fist flashed with light, struck the sky, and exploded with supreme divine power to fight with the opponent. As the battle began here, other divine-level warriors of the Chu family have also arrived at this space battlefield. The chaotic energy entanglement on Chu Feng's body. Standing high in the sky, he looked at the demon races opposite with a disdainful look. "You guys come together," he said in a calm tone. But that casual look made the demons in front of him furious. These Chu family members deserve to die. How dare they be so arrogant in front of our noble demon race? A demon god said in a serious tone. The demon races are all descendants of the demon lord. Not only is his status extraordinary, the combat power is even more unparalleled. How could I tolerate being looked down upon by these lowly humans? This is simply outrageous. One of the demon races with dragon horns on his head stepped forward and said in a serious tone, "I want to reserve his internal organs." He is a member of the demon race's dragon clan. The demon race's physique itself is extremely powerful. Even more powerful than monster race in the same realm. What's more, he is the dragon in demon race. With such strong physical bodies, they are almost the strongest race among the demon race. Even other demon races have to admit this. His limbs are mine. The head is mine. Human brains are delicious. Quote. The demon races looked at Chu Feng with bloodthirsty expressions. Then they launched their strongest attack at the same time. "Hey, you little devil dragon, let your grandfather Chu Ming be your opponent." At the moment when the other party made a move, Chu Ming also arrived at the battlefield and shouted to the dragons among the demons. "Since you want to die, then this god will grant your wish." The demon dragon changed its pace and rushed towards Chu Ming. The main thing is that the other party dares to call himself a little magic dragon. Even in the vast demon world, no one dares to call themselves that. How could he endure such a great humiliation? Along with a dragon roar coming from the dragon's mouth. His fist, covered with black dragon scales and wrapped in demonic energy, smashed towards Chu Ming's head. "Let me see how powerful your magic dragon is." Chu Ming showed excitement. He rushed forward like a ferocious beast. "Although I have fought with many people in the Tower of Time. But there is no real life and death fight. Therefore, Chu Ming is looking forward to the demon race so that he can fight with all his strength." He did not use the 9 Dragons combat body at the first opportunity, because that would be too much of a bully. The not-so-big fist was waving, causing the void to distort. With a thud, the two fists bumped together. A terrifying energy wave spread out in all directions, destroying everything in its path. The heaven and earth were shaking as if they were about to collapse. Neither of them retreated. Each of them burst out with astonishing fighting power. Fists collided. The divine light was shining, the devilish energy was surging, and a clanging sound broke out. It was like the collision of immortal divine gold, and the rumbling sound could pierce the human eardrum. "You little dragon is pretty strong." Chu Ming chuckled. It is indeed a true dragon with a physique comparable to that of humans at the divine level. However, these words sounded like an extremely harsh irony to the dragon's ears. The other party was so angry that he yelled, "I will kill you. Hold head high." The dragon roared. A giant dragon tens of thousands of meters long and emitting a heavenly demon aura appeared in front of Chu Ming. Chapter 167. A group of weaklings can be destroyed with a flick of a finger. "Today I will let you see my wrath." The dragon roared angrily. The huge black dragon claw slapped Chu Ming on the head. At this moment, the world seemed to be dim. "Why are you angry when I praise you? Are you complimenting me? That's a blatant insult." As the dragon claws descended, Chu Ming was knocked flying, but he was not seriously injured. How can turning into a real dragon increase combat power? What do you know, little human? My original form is naturally my strongest form. The dragon swung its body suddenly. It appeared in front of Chu Ming again, with its huge dragon claws clenched into fists. A punch was thrown. It was like a meteorite hitting down, making a rumbling sound. "Oh, is that so? So Beast God didn't really use his full strength when he killed you 4 demon lords." Chu Ming seemed to be mumbling to himself. He heard that Beast God had killed several demon lords in human form. Buzz. The huge dragon claw paused slightly. This statement caused his mood to fluctuate. The fall of the 4 demon lords is a hurdle that cannot be easily overcome in all demon races. But it was at this moment. Chu Ming had already appeared under the belly of the dragon. The small fist hit the opponent's abdomen with unmatched force. The 10,000-meter-long dragon's body was instantly blown high into the sky. The defense is really strong. This didn't break his dragon scale defense. Chu Ming was a little shocked. Just as he was about to proceed, the demonic aura lingered before my eyes. His mother Shen Biao suddenly appeared in front of him. "Mother, why are you here when you're not with your father?" Shen Biao smiled and said, "Your father is so powerful that I don't have to worry about anything. On the contrary, I am a little worried about you because it's your first time on the battlefield, so I came to take a look." "How is it? Are you okay?" Shen Biao walked to Chu Ming's side worriedly. "Pick up the handkerchief and wipe the non-existent sweat from his face." "Don't worry, mother, I'm fine." Chu Ming smiled. However, the moment Shen Biao touched him, Chu Ming's eyes widened immediately. Because his mother had actually transformed into a witch, the monstrous demonic energy was pouring out of her body and flowing into his nose and mouth. At this point, he knew that the other party was demon race. And she is the most difficult succubus to guard against in demon race. This kind of demon race has the terrifying ability to bewitch people and charm their minds. It's hard to guard against. "My son, you have become a demon just like your mother." The words that were full of seductive power came out from the other party's mouth. Echoed in Chu Ming's mind. He who was originally resisting desperately suddenly relaxed completely. "That's right, this is a mother's good child." The succubus in front of him smiled triumphantly. "As long as you baptize the opponent with magic energy, the opponent can transform into a real demon race. Such powerful combat power is quite rare among their demon race. Her face is as delicate as a stunning beauty. Just like other demon races. Covered in disgusting black skin. But the next moment, A chaos steel fell from the sky and suppressed the succubus who was looking forward to victory under the steel. Ah, which despicable guy attacked me? The succubus raised her head. Just then I saw a figure with his arms around him, standing there with a disdainful look on his face, dressing himself up. Aren't you being besieged by several other demon gods? The succubus looked around, but he did not notice the demons that were besieging the enemy. Them. A bunch of weaklings that can be destroyed in a snap of a finger. The person who made the move was Chu Feng. While killing several demons, he was always paying attention to Chu Ming's situation. After all, in terms of seniority, the other party is his nephew. How could it be possible not to pay special attention to it? How is that possible? Those people are extremely powerful. They are all descendants of the demon lord. The succubus said in horror. How could the other party kill several descendants with the blood of the demon lord so quickly? Humph, he is not a real demon lord, he is just a mixed blood, his fighting power is poor, he can't stand a single blow. Chu Feng shook his head disdainfully. The succubus was so angry. Mixed blood. In the demon world, who wouldn't be proud of having the blood of the demon lord? But here, he has become a mixed blood. At this moment, Chu Ming also got rid of the charming voice. The evil energy in his body was constantly forced out of him. Chu Ming, who had never experienced such a situation, was frightened and broke out in a cold sweat. He said with lingering fear, "It was a close call. I almost died here today. Thank you Uncle Feng for your help." Chu Feng smiled and said, "Little guy, although you have become a martial god, you are still far from it in terms of your state of mind. It's easy to be controlled by a succubus. There's nothing I can do. I've been growing up in the Tower of Time for the past 10,000 years. I don't have much experience, so naturally I'm lacking in my state of mind." Chu Ming quickly forced all the evil energy out of his body. Replied helplessly. This is also his biggest flaw at the moment. To put it simply, people with little experience are easily deceived. Hone your skills on the battlefield. Of course, if you want faster results, you can go to the Heart Refining Tower. That's the place that Beast God prepared for our Chu family to hone our minds. It can make people experience a lifetime in a short period of time, which is indescribably helpful in tempering one's state of mind. Chu Ming nodded. It seems that I need to hone my state of mind. Otherwise, you may not be so lucky next time. Looking at the succubus suppressed under the chaos steel, Chu Ming stomped on the opponent's head mercilessly. Is your opponent still in the sky? Chu Feng looked at the sky. The evil dragon was rushing down towards Chu Ming from the sky like a meteorite. Do you need me to help? No need, just leave this dragon to me. Chu Ming decisively refused. One step out and ascend to the sky. Killed towards the dragon. The 9 Dragon's combat body is indeed the best among the divine level physiques, and has the ability to fight across borders. Chu Feng looked at Chu Ming who was rising into the sky. The opponent is only at the mid-stage of martial god. But he can fight against the martial god at the peak of his power in the dragon battle on equal terms, and even has the upper hand. Originally, Chu Ming's divine body blessed him with a very fast cultivation speed. But the energy required by the 9 Dragons' battle body is too huge. This makes Chu Ming's cultivation level look relatively low. At this moment, the battlefield is blooming everywhere. The Chu family's powerful warriors who have reached the martial god realm have gathered into this space and are fighting with the demons of the demon world. In addition to Chu Zan, Chu Jianshan, Chu Shiren and other old family masters. Naturally, there are many new strong people. The most representative ones are naturally Chu Ming and Chu Yanran. Especially the latter. The golden pupils glow with golden light. So cold as if without any emotion. She holds the sword in her hand. In the demon race, every time she attacks, the most powerful demons will be killed or captured by her. Her strength is so strong that even the demon race is terrified. How could that woman be so terrifying? Is there no demon god in my great demon race that I can fight against? Who said no? It seems that people have forgotten my battle against the heavenly demon clan. Just when all the demon races were in despair, a huge figure descended on the battlefield. This is a giant demon race with 3 heads and 6 arms. Chapter 168 Eyes of God. Fight the heavenly demon clan. Is it the oldest demon race in my demon world? Hiss, it's actually the demon race that was cursed by heaven and earth. Yes, that demon race. When demon race saw the three-headed and six-armed demon race, everyone was shocked. Because this demon race is too ancient and too evil. They were born older than all the demon races. But since ancient times, the total number of living people of this race has never exceeded 81, and it is said that this family is cursed by God. But it is undeniable that, although this tribe is small in number, but each of them is a strong apex level. In the demon world, he is absolutely invincible in the same realm. Even the demon dragon clan and the Shira clan at the same level are no match for them. And because of their scarcity, the blood of this clan is extremely pure, so their fighting power is naturally extremely strong. All demon race didn't expect. This race actually appeared and came to the human world. If a peerless evildoer from the heavenly demon clan appears, this human woman will surely die. Demon race firmly believed it. Come on, human, let me see how strong you are. The demon god Zan Moqing from the heavenly demon clan stood in front of Chu Yanran. He held 6 divine weapons in his 6 hands, and the demonic energy on his body condensed into an indestructible black armor. Chu Yanran looked calm as she held a magic sword in her hand. He said lightly, "Come and fight." Whoosh! As soon as the words fell, the two figures instantly rushed towards each other like 2 lightning bolts. The divine weapon in hand collides. Make a crisp sound. Powerful energy surged into the sky. 2 figures kept teleporting and fighting in the starry sky, and the speed was so fast that many people could not distinguish them. But for all demon races, this scene was extremely shocking. Even if it was the peerless evildoer from the heavenly demon clan. Unexpectedly, he was unable to defeat the opponent in the first place. What kind of physique is this? Even divine body can't be so scary. Why do I feel like these 2 people may have the combat power of half a step into the imperishable realm? Take out the word, maybe. They really have that kind of fighting power. If we can't kill her by fighting the evildoers of the heavenly demon clan, this woman will be a mountain that we can't overcome. Not far away, Chu Ran watched the battlefield, protecting his sister to prevent any villains from doing what Lao Lu did. As expected of a supreme physique, it's simply terrifying. Even he couldn't help but sigh. His emperor-level physique was completely crushed by the opponent's physique. Certainly. That's the physical aspect. In terms of combat power. Although his sister is very strong, she is still a sister in Chu Shiran's eyes. For thousands of years. But he always sits cross-legged under the enlightenment tea tree to use its essence to perfect his divine ability skills, and occasionally has a cup of enlightenment tea. Many advantages. It allowed him to deduce his divine ability to the imperishable realm. Chu Ran gave it an awesome name, Thunder Transformation Method. Using the power of thunder to transform all things in the world. And you can gain some of the opponent's strength. The more the Tao essence of the derived object is in line with the target, the closer the combat power will be to the opponent. If he evolves Beast God at this moment, even the strong ones from the imperishable realm can be killed instantly by him. This is still the result of not being able to fully develop the Tao of Beast God. If all of it is developed, and this divine ability technique is pushed to the extreme, maybe the derivative will possess all the power of Beast God. Just thinking about it makes Chu Shiran excited. Therefore, he didn't care about the demons on the battlefield at all. Even he rarely took action. The role it plays is to command the surrounding area. If any of our tribe members are in danger of life and death, he will take action. Why don't you show off your physique yet? In battle, Zan Moqing growled. The other party is looking down on me by doing this. Your strength is not yet worthy of me using my physique. Once my physique comes out, you will definitely die. Chu Yanran said bluntly. The magic sword in his hand swung out waves of sword flowers, cutting huge cracks in the void. Although the opponent is terribly strong, it made her feel like she was at the bottom. But it's not enough for her to use the eyes of God. Because this is a great training target. You humans are even more arrogant than us demon race. Zan Moqing's voice was cold. The magic power in the body is released without reservation. The eyes of the other 2 heads that had been closed slowly opened, and magic light filled their eyes. The 6 arms holding divine weapons began to perform different divine abilities. At this moment, His strength reached an unprecedented height. Chu Yanran was instantly forced to retreat step by the opponent's powerful attack. But a moment, then he was hit by the opponent's divine weapon. Blood was flowing out of his mouth. Injured, that human race woman is injured. All the demon races shouted excitedly. They seemed to have regained their confidence. But the next moment, the two rays of light in Chu Yanran's pupils shot out like lightning. Smashed Zan Moqing's two arms. Now those demon races are completely silent again. One. Since you want to see it, then I'll let you see it. Chu Yanran said calmly. At this moment, above the human world, a pair of golden pupils appeared, looking down at the world. It was as if the way of heaven was manifested, cold and ruthless. At this moment, everyone in the human world was looking at these eyes. Many people recognized that these were the same eyes that had appeared before. Is this a divine ability or a special physique? The demon lord and the ancient ancestors frowned and looked at the sky. They couldn't tell the difference for a moment. But even they had a feeling of discomfort. Could it be that the mysterious beast god of the Chu family took action? According to our previous investigation, this should be a person with a special physique who appeared in the Chu family. The Hellgate Martial Emperor reports to the red-haired old ghost and others. They have been feeling very frustrated lately. Because the Chu family, which started later than them, gave birth to too many martial gods. And they are still in the Emperor realm. If demon race hadn't appeared, their Hellgate would have definitely been destroyed by the Chu family. These damn senior executives, why not let them break through? At this moment, even they felt resentment in their hearts. Special physique. What kind of special physique can cause such a terrifying phenomenon? Divine body doesn't have it, right? The bitter monk frowned. This vision almost enveloped the entire human world. Obviously, it is a more terrifying existence than divine body. But isn't the divine body the strongest physique among all the heavens? What secrets does the Chu family have? According to intelligence, the Chu family has too many special physiques. This is extremely abnormal. Special physiques cannot be created in the opening heaven realm. The majestic eyes of God appeared, staring at Zan Moqing, who was fighting against the heavenly demon clan. At this moment, he seemed to have lost all ability to resist and could only be manipulated by others. Who can resist God? What kind of power is this? Zan Moqing looked up at the pair of extremely majestic eyes in horror. But he was unwilling. The demon lord's blood in his body began to flow wildly. It seems to be burning. In this case, he finally recovered some of his strength, but it was still far from enough to fight against the opponent. A shadow flashed by. Chu Yanran had already appeared in front of him. The long sword in his hand chopped down with force, splitting it in half in an instant. Chapter 169 Extreme Profundities World. The devil's blood spilled into the sky. It dripped onto the faces of the demon race people who were looking up at the sky, waking them up. Were we defeated in the battle against the heavenly demon clan strongman? How is this possible? How could this clan fail? It's those eyes. Those eyes affected the battle against the heavenly demon clan. They prevented him from exerting his full strength. Is this the physique of that woman? All the demon races were horrified. Before, they were still dismissive of what Chu Yanran said. What kind of physical condition will cause death in battle against the heavenly demon clan? Now it seems that it is completely true. How can there be such a horrible physique among humans? Is this the divine body or what? It's impossible. The blood power of the heavenly demon clan is extremely strong. Even a divine level physique can't be his opponent. Everyone present at the demon race was terrified. From today onwards, this woman will be invincible in this space. A bounty, make sure this woman is ranked first on the bounty list. I don't believe that there is no one in my demon race who can kill this woman. Martial God has strong vitality. Even though his body was split in half, he did not die. Seeing the murderous intent in Chu Yanran's eyes, even Zan Moqing was frightened. Die. Chu Yanran took a step forward. The long sword in his hand swung again. The sharp sword light shot straight up into the sky. It seemed as if it was going to chop the world into pieces. Is that woman going to kill the descendants of the heavenly demon clan? Isn't she afraid of the consequences of this? Seeing this scene, some people are terrified. Human race is really brave. Will people care? Have you forgotten the powerful opening heaven realm expert here? Forehead. Zan Moqing's pupils suddenly shrank. The opponent's sword seemed to really want to wipe him out. But at this moment his strength was suppressed by those golden pupils and he couldn't fight the opponent head-on. Seeing the long sword has fallen, he immediately took out a humanoid puppet from his space ring. Stand in front of yourself. Boom. A loud noise moved the heaven and earth. The dazzling energy light filled everyone's eyes. The terrifying energy swept around. Many demons around were forced to retreat again and again, spitting out demon blood. I was caught off guard this time. I'll kill you next time. Vaguely, Zan Moqing's angry roar rang in Chu Yanren's ears. The divine-level puppet blocked my attack and ran away. Chu Yanren sighed. This is a demon race heavyweight. It's a pity that I didn't catch it. Then she turned her attention to the other demons. Since he has escaped, I will use you to compensate him. After saying that, he attacked again with the sword in hand. Chu Shiren had been looking at his sister and nodded with satisfaction. This physique is really terrifying. Suddenly his eyes turned to the place where the last energy explosion occurred. Why hasn't the broken void there healed yet? What is this? A small world. Chu Shiren came to the entrance of the void that could not be healed and looked inside. I actually saw a human world. Extreme profundities. For the vast majority of the creatures inside, this is a vast world. But for some strong people, it is too small to stretch their waist. For example, Divine King Tang Tian, who is currently lying in the heavenly temple, enjoying the exquisite services of a group of divine maidens. Boring, this world is so boring. Tang Tian, with white hair, looked at Divine Maiden and sighed. At this moment, he no longer had the passion he had at the beginning when he saw Divine Maiden serving him in the eyes of others. All he had was boredom. It turns out that it's really lonely up there. Are there really other, more vast worlds outside this world as recorded in ancient books? If there is, I should be able to conquer it easily with my strength. After all, I'm already invincible. Tang Tian muttered to himself. Especially when he talked about his invincibility, he couldn't stop shouting with excitement. But at this moment, with a loud bang, the entire Extreme Profundities community was shaken. Divine King Tang Tian, who was enjoying himself, suddenly opened his eyes and looked through the palace into the void outside. I saw a huge black hole appeared there. The energy so terrifying that it frightened him was surging within him. Tang Tian pulled up his pants. Instantly appeared outside the Temple of Heaven. At this moment, many powerful people from the Temple of the Gods have gathered here. When they saw the Divine King appear, everyone knelt on one knee to salute. What's going on with this space crack? Tang Tian asked in a deep voice. Reporting to Divine King, this space crack seems to have appeared suddenly. Suddenly appeared. Tang Tian walked in the void. Walking towards the space crack. He took one step and arrived at his destination. Through the void crack filled with energy, Tang Tian seemed to see a vast world. Is that the world outside of Extreme Profundities? Ha 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 ha, just when I was thinking about conquering the world outside the Extreme Profundities realm, a void rift appeared. God is really helping me. Is this even God telling me that I will become the master of all worlds? Tang Tian laughed. He is tired of the Extreme Profundities world. The whole world has surrendered to him. Now I can't wait to enter other worlds to realize my ambitions. Then he immediately took measures to stabilize the space crack to prevent it from healing. Immediately send troops to conquer the alien world. Tang Tian shouted excitedly. Waving the vast sky hammer in his hand, he created gusts of wind. Yes, the high-ranking officials in the Heavenly God Temple also shouted excitedly. Conquer foreign lands. Just thinking about it makes their blood boil. But a moment, millions of troops assembled. A low voice rang out from all the people. Shocked the entire Extreme Profundities world. Set off. Tang Tian raised the vast sky hammer high and was the first to charge into the space crack, leading the million-strong army to charge towards the human world. In the human world, Chu Shiren only took a few glances and then lost interest. That little world is just a pendant in the human world. I can't take him seriously now. After Zan Moqing was defeated and fled, Demon World finally realized that there were many powerful martial gods in the Chu family. But so what? No matter how strong you are, there are only a few people who can reach the martial god realm. Even if I, the demon world, spit on them one by one, I can drown them, so the demon world decisively adopted the human wave tactic. A large number of demons poured into this space and began to besiege the Chu family martial god. For the human world, this is an unprecedented war between gods. It's just that the former overlord Hellgate has completely withdrawn from the stage of history. Instead, it was demon race and the Chu family. Finally, Chu Long and Chu Xuran, the powerful men who were in charge of the overall situation, began to take action. When they made their move, only then did demon race realize how terrifying the Chu family was. Half a step to the imperishable realm. The Chu family actually has a half-step imperishable realm. That's not fair. If you have the guts, let our half-imperishable realm experts out. Quote. Watching a large number of demons die in Chu Long's hands. All the demons roared in unwillingness. What fairness are you talking about? Then why don't you guys at Demon Race send so many demons? Everyone one-on-one. Chapter 170. We are just passing by, Part 3. Humph, what do you mean by one-on-one? You don't have a martial god in the human world, so why blame us? That makes sense. Then why can't you, the strong ones who are half-step into the imperishable realm and above, blame us for not being able to enter the barrier? Who else can I blame if not you? If it weren't for your beast god setting up this barrier, the strong men from our demon world would have already razed this world to the ground. Humph, it's because you demon race are so useless. Your demon lords are so weak that they can't even enter the barrier. Ah, you damned human race dared to insult the demon lord, you are courting death. Quote. Both sides exchanged verbal attacks. In the end, they fought each other and the victory was decided by fists. When the battle between the two sides was in full swing, a group of uninvited guests suddenly arrived. Tang Tian arrived on the battlefield with his million-strong army. Only, the moment he arrived on the battlefield he was terrified. Because there are many powerful people wherever his spiritual sense covers, and the aura emitted by those people makes him feel even more frightened. So many divine kings. Are there even stronger ones than the divine kings? How is this possible? Isn't Divine King the most powerful person in this world? Tang Tian's hands were shaking as he held the vast sky hammer. This is different from what I expected. Go back quickly. Tang Tian shouted to the millions of soldiers behind him. He turned around and flew towards the crack in the void. This world is so scary. Far exceeded his expectations. How can I dominate the world in this way? Moreover, bringing along the million-strong army that he was so proud of would simply be a burden. However, before he could enter the void crack, once the terrifying figure emitting evil spirit appeared in front of him. The vibration of huge wings blocked his way. Brother, we are just passing by, we are not enemies. Tang Tian, who didn't understand what was going on, begged for mercy. He hasn't figured out what's going on here. I don't know what kind of race the demon race is. I thought the other party was the same race as monster race, so I wanted to retreat. Passing by. There are humans who dare to pass by my demon race. Are you really that brave? The demon god of Tianyi demon race looked at Tang Tian and sneered. He had never heard such a good joke. At this moment, after discovering the millions of humans here, many demon races swarmed in like beast-smelling food. Wow, there are so many humans here. It's so developed. They seem to come from the world behind the space rift. Do you want to go in and take a look? Let's go and occupy that world. From now on, all the humans in that world will be our food. Ha ha ha. Many demon races laughed crazily. Directly drilled into the void crack. Seeing this scene, all the high-ranking officials of the Heavenly God Temple changed their expressions completely. Extreme profundities is their base camp. What about their families left behind? Kill. Someone yelled immediately. Kill the surrounding demon race. But the next moment, with a loud bang, everyone was stunned because their invincible divine king had his head blown up by a punch. But what shocked them even more was that the other party actually grabbed the headless body of divine king. He put his mouth on the neck and started sucking. Gulp gulp. Blood gushed out from Tang Tian's neck. Being swallowed by the demon race strongman. The blood of the martial god tastes delicious. But a moment, Tang Tian has turned into a dried corpse. But this is not the end. Demon race didn't even spare the opponent's shrunken corpse. Just put it into your mouth and start chewing it, just like eating bones. At this moment, the millions of troops coming from the extreme profundities world were all icy cold. Their most powerful divine king died just like that. Was he eaten by this unknown race after his head was blown up? No, no. Divine king is invincible. Someone yelled hysterically. I don't want to believe this. Didn't Divine King say he wanted to flatten the world? How could he fall so easily? Divine King. Ha ha ha, a mere martial god late stage dares to call himself the Divine King. And he even dares to wave a broken hammer in front of me. He is simply overestimating himself. The Skywing demon race that ate Tang Tian sneered. He then grabbed the opponent's dropped divine weapon vast sky hammer and crushed it. This divine weapon is just garbage in his eyes. He, they turned out to be a bunch of little bastards. Never mind, I'm going to enjoy the food first. The surrounding demon race pounced on the millions of human troops surrounded by them like wild beasts. As the high-ranking officials of the martial god temple are all martial gods. More favored by demons, because the higher the cultivation level, the more energy contained in the blood. For demon race, the taste is naturally more delicious. Just for a moment, all the high-ranking officials of the Temple of Heaven were divided up by the demons. For a time, there were wailing sounds everywhere, resounding through the clear sky. Boom! At this moment, a thunderclap sounded in the clear sky. Thunder flame soared. Suddenly, a flash of lightning appeared in the demon race. Like a snake, it shuttles through the demon race. Wherever I go, the demons exploded one after another, leaving no trace of their bodies. Chu Shiren arrived at the battlefield with a cold face. He shines with this golden thunder. Unparalleled majesty. Chu Shiren. When the demons saw him, suddenly gnashing teeth. This is a very powerful person from the Chu family. During this period of time, they have killed and captured too many demon gods. They are among the top figures on their demon race bounty list. All demon races, listen up. Besiege Chu Shiren. Whoever captures his head will be rewarded with an immortal demon body, an immortal divine weapon, and a master-level technique. Someone among the demons shouted loudly. This undoubtedly aroused the enthusiasm of all the demons present. After all, where there is profit there is motivation. Moreover, the value of these bounty rewards is not low. There are only a few people with noble blood in the demon world. For most demon races, they have ordinary origins. These rewards are a huge temptation for them. When all the demon races came rushing in, a golden sword flashed across, slashing into the aggressive demon race. At that time, several demons were split in half. Human Sovereign Sword, Chu Wangtian. Another guy on the wanted list. Demon race men, your chance to make a name for yourself has come. Kill. Dozens or even hundreds of demon gods rushed towards the two at the same time. Compared to the weak army of millions, these two martial gods on the wanted list are the ones that really make them excited. Certainly, there were also many weaker demon race warriors pouring into the void cracks. They know very well that these two are not weak people. Not so easy to kill. So it is better to go to that small world and experience the pleasure of being the king. But there are also demon races that have set their sights on the million-strong army. Although these people are only at the highest level of martial emperor. But it is also a rare delicacy in the human world. But at this time, another martial god from the Chu family came over. So many human races suddenly appeared here. It aroused the vigilance of many powerful people. A human race from a small world. Send them to the second-level barrier immediately. This is not a place for them to stay. Chu Tianyang also rushed over. As an ancestor, he did not stay in the Chu family, but was always on the front line, fighting against the demon race. Chapter 171. Soft men are not worthy of talking to me. No matter which world it is. As long as it is human race. They will not allow each other to be slaughtered by the demon race. This is where the martial god and the demon god fought. Anyone with a lower cultivation level than martial god can be reduced to ashes with just one energy shock wave. So Chu Tianyang immediately ordered to escort these human races to the inner barrier. There were martial saints, martial emperors, and demon saints fighting each other. These people can help if they go there. You want to save them, have you got our consent? There was a roar from demon race. Does my Chu family need your approval to do anything? A figure suddenly appeared from the void. The whole person seemed to merge with the space. He stretched out his hands. The void began to fluctuate violently. Is it the sixth son of the Chu family, the void divine body Chu Mo? Be careful, this guy wants to move space. Where is my demon race's void demon race? Come and stop him. A demon race shouted hurriedly. The void divine body can manipulate space at will. Unpredictable. Irresistible. It's hard to guard against. In addition, Chu Mo likes to play dirty, and his methods are despicable and shameless. Many demon races were killed by his sneak attacks. But demon race is certainly not a vegetarian. Immediately, the void demon race appeared and tried to stop the opponent. Hold head high. The dragon roared. A martial god with a giant green dragon emerging from behind him suddenly appeared. With a punch, the vast energy blocked the void demon race. Divine level martial soul evil eye Azure dragon, are you Chu Chungshan? The void demon race looked coldly at the man in green in front of him. My Chu family wants to save someone, and you, demon race, can't stop us. Chu Chungshan's blue clothes fluttered. Although he looks gentle, his words are extremely overbearing. I don't like people who are more arrogant and domineering than our demon race. The void demon race snorted coldly. The body instantly appeared in front of Chu Chungshan. The fist wrapped in demonic energy smashed towards the opponent's face with overwhelming force. But at this moment, there was a slight fluctuation in the void behind him. If it were someone else, maybe you can't even notice it. But the void demon race was extremely sensitive to space, and he still noticed this fluctuation. But before his body could react, there was a sharp pain at the back of my head. Then his eyes rolled back and he fainted. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audio Wave. Chu Chungshan, who was about to take action, opened his mouth wide and looked at the man holding the divine weapon brick behind the void demon race. Chu Mo, you. Sorry, I couldn't help myself when I saw him pointing the back of his head towards me. Chu Mo quietly put away the brick. This divine weapon is so useful. Void divine body, you are so despicable. Are we the demon race or are you the demon race? Why are you more despicable than us? There was a demon god looking at Chu Mo and gritting his teeth in anger. This guy is really notorious in his demon race. Last time, a pair of male and female demons were having an in-depth communication, but they were suddenly hit by Chu Mo who appeared next to them, and they could never get hard again. Do you know how hard this is to hit a demon race man? And Chu Mo actually spread the word that they, the demon race, are a bunch of soft men, which is simply a great shame. Chu Mo looked at the talking demon race and curled his lips and said, a soft man is not worthy of talking to me. I'll kill you. The demon's chest was swollen with anger. He killed him with one punch. But he was blocked by Chu Chungshan. You'd better move those people quickly. Chu Chungshan said to Chu Mo helplessly. Okay, I'll leave this soft boy to you. Chu Mo also nodded. This is an order from the ancestor. Don't carry anything. He stretched out his hands, and an illusory silver sphere began to expand rapidly, gradually covering the million-strong army. You can't save them. Someone rushed towards Chu Mo to interrupt his attack. But he was stopped by the martial god of the Chu family nearby. Great void shift. At this moment, the silver space has enveloped the million-strong army. Accompanied by Chu Mo's low roar. Those millions of people disappeared in this space in an instant. They were moved to the second layer of the barrier. Alive, we are still alive. The people of the extreme profundities world who safely reached the second level heaved a sigh of relief after surviving the catastrophe. It's horrible. Those beings are truly terrifying. The Divine King is dead, and that horrible race has entered our extreme profundities world again. What should we do? Our extreme profundities world is doomed. Before coming, I was full of vigor. I vow to conquer the alien world. As a result, I was taught a severe lesson by reality. Not only did the Divine King fall, even their native world was invaded by that evil race. They have truly become sinners in the world of extreme profundities. When they entered the second level of the barrier, then the Chu family's martial emperor appeared and greeted them, welcome everyone to the human world. On the other side, after seeing a large number of demons entering the space crack, Chu Wangtian volunteered to go to that world to suppress the demon race. Go ahead, and be careful. Chu Tianyang agreed to his request. Whether it is humans in the human world or humans in other small worlds, we cannot allow them to be harmed by the demon race. After obtaining consent, Chu Wangtian went to that world with several Chu family martial gods. I can feel that my path to enlightenment lies in this small world. He has always wanted to establish an unrivaled dynasty. His emperor physique can only exert its strongest effect with the blessing of the dynasty. Unfortunately, I haven't had the time. Now is the right time. Just as Chu Wangtian and his companions were about to enter the space crack. The human world is undergoing a sudden change. I saw a huge devouring vortex appearing above the sky, covering the entire human world. A terrifying devouring force emanated from it, as if it was going to devour everything in the world. Another vision. Could it be that the Chu family has given birth to another incomparable evildoer? No matter if it's the demon lord. Whether it was the red-haired old ghost from the netherworld or the ancient ancestors of the Forbidden Land, they all frowned as they looked at this strange phenomenon that appeared in the human world. Because whenever a shocking phenomenon appears in the human world, that must be related to the Chu family. But what everyone doesn't understand is, what kind of background does the Chu family have that can allow such beings with physical fitness that surpass the divine level to appear one after another? The Chu family really has a big secret. Is this the reason why the mysterious beast god protects the Chu family? It's a pity that the other party is in the opening heaven realm. We are helpless. Otherwise, if we had this kind of background in our hands, we would definitely cultivate a large number of peerless monsters for the holy realm. The red-haired old ghost on the other side. Just a family of more than 100,000 people. There are countless special physiques that are born, and even those immortal families do not have such a foundation. Not to mention that two mysterious beings with physiques beyond the divine level have been born. Right now, let all the demon gods in the human world enter the barrier and rob the Chu family of all their wealth. The Skywing Demon Lord and others issued an order. They also saw that the beast god of the Chu family disdains to attack other small figures of the demon divine level. In the eyes of the other party, these demon races are more like whetstones left by the other party for the Chu family. Chapter 172, Supreme Martial Spirit appears. Since these demon lords are unable to take action, then let those demons take action. After all, the number of opponents is limited. However, the demon race they brought to the human world this time was only 1% of the demon race in the demon world. Even if we just fight, we can kill all the martial emperors and martial gods of the Chu family. As long as the Chu family is not exterminated, the beast god probably won't do anything. Otherwise, as time goes by, the Chu family's foundation is getting stronger, which will make their demon race even more passive. As the orders of the demon lords fell, all the demon emperors and demon gods in the human world swarmed into the barrier like locusts. Because only the demon emperor can enter the inner barrier. Someone has obtained the supreme martial spirit, swallow the sky. In the Dragon Emperor Palace, Long Yuan looked towards the refining heart tower in surprise. Has this martial soul finally been obtained by someone? The swallowing the sky martial spirit can swallow everything in the world for its own use. The more it swallows, the faster the cultivation speed. This era is really suitable for this kind of physique. Because there are a lot of demon races. The martial soul, swallowing the sky, can also devour living beings. Transform the opponent's energy into your own to improve your cultivation. This is a very domineering martial spirit. Who will get the Jujifutu and reincarnation supreme bone? This is also the unrivaled level other martial souls and physiques. But now Long Yuan will not interfere with the ownership of martial soul and physique. As for who can get it, it depends on their fate. At this moment, at the entrance of the Tower of Time, a fat white young man walked out excitedly. Supreme Martial Soul, I actually got a Supreme Martial Soul that is comparable to Yanran's Supreme Physique. Chu Hao clenched his fists, trembling with excitement. His experience in the Heart Refining Tower was abnormal. Every time, he narrowly escaped death, and was tempted by wealth, power, beauty, and even relatives and friends. But his heart remains the same. Has not changed. Finally reached the highest. The experience was difficult, but the rewards definitely exceeded his expectations. Chu Hao. It's you, a little fat guy. Chu Jingyu rushed over and looked at the man standing at the entrance of the Refining Heart Tower in surprise. Although many members of the Chu family are born every year. But Chu Jingyu was deeply impressed by Chu Hao's fat system. Hey, Uncle Clan Leader. Chu Hao smiled innocently. The flesh on his face was piled together. You have acquired the same physique as Yanran. Chu Jingyu asked. Well, the level is the same, but mine is a martial spirit. Chu Hao answered. Good boy, you actually got an unrivaled level martial spirit, it's really terrifying. No wonder you looked like a peerless demon when I was little. You really didn't disappoint me. Chu Jingyu patted the other person's shoulder with relief. Possessing a supreme martial spirit can indeed be called an unrivaled evildoer. This is not an exaggeration at all. Really? Then why did the clan leader uncle look so unbelievable when he saw me just now? No way. That was just my shocked expression. Chu Jingyu explained. But Chu Hao said, actually, I'm just lucky. All this is thanks to Beast God. Even without Chu Hao, there will be other people in their Chu family who will receive this reward as well. Well, the fact that you can think this way means that you always keep Beast God in mind. This is good. Every member of the Chu family should keep Beast God in mind. No matter how many years have passed. Chu Hao's strength is not that strong. I have never entered the Tower of Time to practice before. As a result, he is only at the martial sovereign level now. But even so, he still went to the battlefield. It is not difficult for him to improve his martial arts with the heaven-devouring martial spirit. As long as you break through to the Saint Realm, no one will be his opponent in the battlefield of Martial Emperor. A few days later, in the Chu family hall, Chu Jingyu and the elders were discussing something. Recently, a large number of demon race troops have entered the barrier. Whether it is the Martial God War Zone or the Martial Emperor War Zone, we are under great pressure. It may be able to hold out for a short period of time, but it won't last for a few years in the long run. It has to be a solution. Chu Hongxiao said worriedly. Yes, according to the news, the Demon Lord has issued an order for all the demon emperors and demon gods in the human world to enter the barrier in order to obtain the foundation for us to build a special physique. Not only that, I heard that Hell Gate and some of the forbidden areas inside it also seem to be planning to take action. If the three parties join forces, we will be under great pressure. As Demon Race said, a spit from each of them could drown the Chu family. Plus the gates of hell and the forbidden land. Especially the latter. Each forbidden area is equivalent to the Great World. You can imagine the background behind this. If they attack at the same time, the gap in the number of strong men on both sides will be even greater. How can the Chu family resist with just the number of people? We can really exhaust them to death. And Beast God naturally couldn't do anything. After all, no matter how many opponents there are, they are just demons and martial gods. The existence of the barrier has already won a great advantage for the Chu family. Chu Jingyu said, the only way to quickly increase your strength is to open the Tower of Time. Before, we opened the Tower of Time to increase our top combat power. Perhaps it is time to cultivate the backbone of the family. Chu Jingyu narrowed his eyes slightly. With a determined look in his eyes, he said, leave some of the essence stones for daily use, and put the rest into the Tower of Time. We must train as many strong people as possible in the shortest possible time. Otherwise, if the demon race really takes away our foundation, how can we face the Beast God's strong training? And I met with Beast God a few days ago. Beast God proposed a short-term plan and a long-term plan for us. Do you know what they are? All the elders looked at the clan leader. Beast God has another instruction. What is it? All the elders asked hurriedly. The short-term order issued by Beast God is to take back all the territory of the human world from the demon race and drive the demon race back to the demon world. For a moment, everyone was almost stunned. Is this a short-term plan? Demon race is so strong. What power do they have to drive the demon race back to the demon world? How much strength does that require? Half a step to opening heaven. Or is it opening heaven? Even with the help of the Tower of Time, it would probably take many years. As for the exact number of years, they could not estimate. After all, that level of realm cannot be achieved by just relying on time. You really need that kind of qualification. Otherwise you can only sigh in despair. Don't panic. It's not as difficult as we thought. Chu Jingyu said as he walked. Beast God said that as long as we continue to expand the barrier outwards, it will be fine. When the barrier covers the entire human world, that's when the demon race will be driven back to the demon world. How does the barrier expand? An elder asked hurriedly. As long as someone can get close to the barrier, they can push the barrier around themselves outwards. This is the method of expansion. This is what Long Yuan told Chu Jingyu. He will not take any action to expand the barrier in the future. Everything depends on themselves. Long Yuan left the remaining half of the human world to the Chu family. As for how long this time is, it's up to them. Chapter 173, Joint Forbidden Land, Part 3. It really doesn't seem that difficult at all. An elder said. Humph, you're just dreaming. Once those demon race kids discover that the barrier can be expanded, they will foresee the consequences and will definitely do their best to intercept it. You can imagine how difficult it is. Many elders shook their heads. Especially since there are so many demon races. At that time, all the demons stood in front of the barrier. How did they expand the barrier? What about the long-term plan? An elder asked hurriedly. Long-term plans, well, they're really far away from us. Chu Jingyu hesitated. What on earth is it? Tell me now. Since it is an order from Beast God, we must complete it no matter how difficult it is. Yeah, there's nothing to lose by telling the truth. Well, the long-term plan is to counterattack Demon World and destroy Hell. Forehead. All the elders scratched their heads. This plan is really long-term. Counterattack Demon World. Destroy Hell. Only the invincible Beast God would dare to say such words with such confidence. It is definitely impossible to achieve at the moment. For now, we should find a way to expand the barrier and take back the human world from the demon race. But whether it's a long-term plan or a short-term plan, no one can stop the development of our Chu family, and the opening of the Tower of Time is inevitable. Go down and make arrangements quickly. Notify those clansmen with lower cultivation but greater potential. The opening of the Tower of Time will not wait for anyone. Chu Jingyu said to the elders. As long as there are sufficient resources. In the future, if the Tower of Time can be opened, try not to close it. Head, there is an envoy from the Forbidden Area who wants to see you. At this moment, someone suddenly came to report. The elders frowned. What is the Forbidden Land envoy here for? Didn't those guys already work with Hellgate and Demon Race? Which forbidden areas are they? Chu Jingyu asked with a frown. Reporting to the clan leader, it is the Lingshu Grotto Heaven, the ancient land of Burial Heaven and the Divine Sword Tomb. Are these three forbidden areas? Chu Jingyu knew. These three forbidden areas are different from the other forbidden areas. They do not cooperate with Hellgate and Demon Race. Especially the Grotto Heaven. I had talked to Beast God about forming an alliance at the beginning, and Beast God didn't refuse. Then let's meet them and see why they show up at this time. While all the elders are here, Chu Jingyu plans to meet the other party. Not long after, the envoys from the three forbidden areas came to the hall. Meet the Chu family leader and all the elders. The three messengers clasped their fists. Although they are all at the martial god level. But his expression was respectful, without any arrogance. Several envoys have come from afar. Please take a seat. Someone bring tea. The other party is friendly. The Chu family cannot lose their manners either. After taking a sip of tea, among them, Kang Wuluan, the messenger from Grotto Heaven, spoke first. My name is Wuluan. I wonder if my junior sister Yi Juxin is here. I haven't seen her for a long time, so I came to visit her. It turns out to be senior brother Wuluan. I am so sorry for my disrespect. Chu Jingyu hurriedly stood up and saluted. He also heard Yi Juxin talk about some things in Lingshu Grotto Heaven. I also know that she has a master and fellow apprentice among them. So when Chu Jingyu heard the other party's name, he already knew the other party's identity. I am ashamed to say that when my nephew got into trouble, I, as his uncle, was powerless to help. Afterwards, Master also blamed himself. But you also know the relationship between us and Demon Race at that time, so please don't blame us, Brother Jingyu. The two sides exchanged pleasantries. bringing some closer relationships. Then let's get to the point. In fact, we came here to discuss alliance matters with Brother Jingyu. Wu Luan said. Alliance. Yes, I believe Brother Jingyu has also received the information. Demon race will join forces with Netherworld Hell and the other 6 forbidden areas to attack the barrier. This is not a rumor, but the truth. As far as we know, the Netherworld has already begun to send a large number of martial gods across the border, and the other 6 forbidden areas have also made some moves. I believe that it won't be long before a martial god descends. The combined power of the 3 forces is too terrifying. No single force can resist it alone. Therefore, we, the Grotto Heaven, the ancient land of Burial Heaven, and the Sword Tomb, are willing to form an alliance with the Chu family and advance and retreat together. This was the result of a discussion among the ancient ancestors of the 3 forbidden areas. They are just passing on the message. Moreover, the combined power of these 3 forces is so great that even the 3 forbidden areas cannot resist it. Even if the Chu family is included, it probably won't change the outcome. However, the forbidden area is eyeing the Chu family's beast god of opening heaven. This kind of battle is actually a competition of high-end strength. Even if demon race is strong, as soon as the opening heaven realm appears, even the demon lord must be destroyed. But this shouldn't be of any benefit to your forbidden area, right? Chu Jingyu asked doubtfully. To be honest, Brother Jingyu, the situation in our 3 forbidden areas is not good either. Wu Luan sighed and said, it's fortunate that Beast God injured those demon lords, so they dared not act rashly during this period of time. Otherwise, they would have attacked our forbidden area long ago. So we hope that after we unite, if demon race attacks my forbidden land in the future, we also hope that Beast God can lend a hand. If it was just the demon race lord, they wouldn't be afraid of the 3 forbidden areas. There are nearly 10 half-step opening heaven ancient ancestors in their 3 forbidden areas. It's almost the same as the descending demon lord. But now the Netherworld and other forbidden places have joined with it. Then they are no match at all. Let Beast God take action. Chu Jingyu frowned and said, I may be able to make decisions on other matters, but I cannot make decisions when it comes to Beast God. How about this, you guys wait here for a while I go and ask Beast God and then make a decision. Then I'll trouble you, Brother Jingyu. In the Dragon Emperor Palace, Chu Jingyu reported the previous events to Long Yuan in detail. They want to unite with you to resist the demon race and other forces. What do you think? Long Yuan asked. I dare not hide it from Beast God. Just one demon race has put us under a lot of pressure. Add to that the other 2 behemoths and we will not be able to resist them with our limited strength. So I think that unity may be our only way out. Chu Jingyu said this without any exaggeration. This is also the fact today. Long Yuan nodded. He just looked at Chu Jingyu and thought, you probably don't know how strong your daughter-in-law is. She is a terrifying existence whose body has reached the perfection of the creation realm. Even Beast God would be killed with one slap from her. During this period of time, Long Yuan has been secretly observing the elves. After all, this is a factor beyond his expectations and he has to be on guard. However, he found that although the other party was powerful, he obeyed Chu Yan's orders. This also made him feel a little relieved. Otherwise, if the other party slaps me, I'll be really screwed. But there is such a strong man sitting there. No matter how many demon races you attend, the result will be the same. It's just that Chu Yan didn't let her take action easily. Since you think we can unite, then let's do it. As for asking me to take action, it's just a matter of moving my hands, it's not a difficult task. Long Yuan said indifferently. Chapter 174 Chu Dynasty. Opening heaven in my own grandeur. It only takes a snap of a finger to get a group of people who are half a step into the opening heaven realm. Yes, I understand. Chu Jingyu was delighted. In this way, maybe they will feel less stressed. At this time, Long Yuan suddenly said, go tell Chu Yan to get married as soon as possible if possible. I am looking forward to drinking his wedding wine. Ah, get married. It seems Chu Yan doesn't have a partner of his choice yet, so, how can we talk about getting married? Chu Jingyu was surprised. Why did Beast God suddenly bring this up? Did Beast God find a partner for Chu Yan? If that's the case, I'll call him back and get married right now. The beast god himself can arrange a marriage for me. That would be the greatest honor for any member of the Chu family. Ah, how can you be a father? Don't you know that there is a woman following Chu Yan all the time? They all call me husband all the time. Don't you plan to let them get married? This world is not as open as Earth. It is impossible to have S*X without getting married. Unless you really can't control the impulse. But Chu Yan had also been to the heart refining tower. Their mood was naturally not bad, so the two of them just kept putting up with it. This is not good for girls. Damaging reputation. And Long Yuan is looking forward to what kind of child the two of them will have. Human or elf. And once that woman marries into the Chu family. That's someone from the Chu family. Not only can it greatly increase the strength of the Chu family. It also helps you complete system tasks, which is a good thing that kills two birds with one stone. Chu Jingyu's eyes widened. Chu Yan has a partner. How come he doesn't know? But thinking about it carefully, I didn't ask any more questions after I learned that Chu Yan had returned safely. As the patriarch, he has a lot of things to focus on. Naturally, it is impossible for her to pay attention to her son all the time like other people do. In that case, I'll have someone notify him when I get back. Chu Jingyu said. Well, have someone tell Chu Long not to slack off on what I told him before. Let him pay more attention to that matter. Long Yuan reminded. Although Chu Jingyu didn't know what it was exactly. But he agreed. Return to the family. He told Wu Luan and the other two the result. Okay, in that case, when we return, we will tell the ancient ancestors the news, and they should send troops over. The three of them immediately said goodbye to the Chu family. Return to the forbidden area. On the road, Wu Luan felt the battle in the martial god area and exclaimed, although the Chu family does not have many strong people, the number of evil geniuses is beyond people's expectations. The proportion of those with special physiques and martial spirits is so high that even our forbidden area cannot compare to them. Yes, this is indeed amazing. There are so many divine level physiques, and there are even terrifying physiques that may surpass the divine level physiques. How on earth did they do that? That's not something we should worry about. Let's hurry back to the forbidden area and bring back the news. On the other side, Chu Wangtian brought several members of the Chu family to the extreme profundities world. At this moment, the demon race is slaughtering the humans in this world wantonly. In the hands of the terrifying demon, those who remain in this world simply cannot resist. Ah, how could this happen? Didn't Lord Divine King lead a million-strong army to conquer the other world? Why was it invaded by these evil races? Heavenly Palace, help me. Lord Divine King, help me. The entire extreme profundities community was wailing. The last moment I was still fantasizing about when I could immigrate. What happened instead was the invasion of evil creatures from another world. Wherever the demon gods passed by, they opened their bloody mouths and sucked in the air. All the living beings in a city will be sucked into the mouth. It is extremely cruel. So bloody. Divine King. Your Divine King has already become food in your stomach. Maybe he has already been digested. How can he still have the ability to come to your rescue? Ashura demon laughed wildly. Looking at the city with a population of 1 million below. There was a scarlet blood glow in his eyes. Although the quality is very poor, the quantity is quite large and can barely satisfy your craving. He opened his mouth wide. It seemed to have turned into a huge vortex. The terrifying devouring force erupted. All living creatures couldn't help but fly towards his mouth. No, I don't want to die. Someone come and save us. Under the devil's means. All the words, Martial Saint Martial Emperor, flew into his mouth like ants. But at this moment, a golden sword light flashed across the sky, accompanied by the sound of a clear sword. In an instant, the Shira demon god who was about to devour a living being was split into two halves. Who dares to attack this demon god? The Asura demon god's body was split into two halves and he turned around with difficulty and looked at the person who came. And all those humans who had just flown into the air fell from midair. Human sovereign sword, Chu Wangtian. You Chu family really like to meddle in other people's business. You can't even take care of the human world, and yet you dare to spare the time to enter here. The two halves of his body stuck together. A dark magical light bloomed from the wound and it began to heal at a speed visible to the naked eye. For my Chu family, no matter where the human race is from, we cannot allow you demon race to slaughter them. As for the human world, with Beast God in charge, what can you demon race do except bark? While talking, Chu Wangtian swung the human sovereign sword again. A golden sword beam swept across with great power. Cut off the head of the already injured Shira demon god. Then one foot fell. In the face of the other person's angry eyes, he stomped on his head and smashed it. Huh, oh my god, look at the name of this city. A Chu family martial god descended upon the city in front of him. Looking at the name of the city, he shouted to Chu Wangtian. Chuang City. Chu Wangtian also saw the name of this city. What a coincidence. He just wanted to establish a Chu dynasty, and the name of this city was perfect for his idea. In that case, let's establish the dynasty in this city. Chu Wangtian strode into the city with two Chu family martial gods. From then on, a dynasty was born here. The human world. Chu Yan rushed towards the barrier, in order to promote the expansion of the barrier, but was besieged by hundreds of demons. Even someone as powerful as he was covered in wounds after facing such an attack. Husband, do you want me to take action? Yan Lingji looked at Chu Yan, who was covered in blood, and asked worriedly. She still stood there. No matter how the dozens of demon gods around him roared and launched crazy attacks with red eyes. Yet it still stands still. Even his clothes didn't move at all. What the hell? Where did this freak come from? How can her defense be so terrifyingly strong? It's just a violation, it's definitely a far superior existence than a martial god. Chu family, you are so shameless. How could you bring such a strong man into the battlefield? Dozens of demons attacked like crazy. Countless divine weapons exploded with destructive energy. There are even descendants of the demon lord among them. But from the beginning until now I have been exhausted and out of breath, and my physical strength is almost exhausted, but it has no effect at all. If you tell them this is martial god, they will never believe it even if you kill them. And what race is the other party? It looks a bit like monster race. But there is not a trace of monster chi on his body. You guys are so noisy. Yan Lingji frowned slightly, with a gentle wave of the hand as delicate as a rough jade. The dozens of demons besieging her exploded instantly and dissipated into blood mist. Chapter 175 Chu Yan gets married, immortal family. Hiss. Many demon gods not far away were terrified when they saw this scene. Kill so many demons with just one slap. But they could not feel any fluctuation in their cultivation. What is going on? Ah, I understand. This is a pure physical cultivator who only cultivates her physique and not her realm. That's why there is no energy fluctuation when she attacks. She actually relies on the strength of her physical body. This Chu family is so despicable. If we put a wolf like this among our flock of sheep, how can we possibly be a match for it? The surrounding demons were furious but had no way to deal with it. Who puts the initiative in the hands of the other party? Don't worry, my husband, I won't die. Chu Yan was ablaze with fire. More than 20 heavenly fires were suspended behind him. In addition to the previous 9 heavenly fires, there is also the demon world flame snatched from many powerful demon races. He even snatched a divine level flame from a fire demon in the demon race, which was also one of the 33 divine fires in ancient times. But he did not use these divine fires at this time. The power of more than 20 heavenly fires is enough. The reason why he collected heavenly fire. Because the technique he practiced, the 9 heavens burning fire technique, records that 33 heavenly fires combined with some other materials can be transformed into a divine fire. And if one could collect enough of the divine fire, one could evolve a truly forbidden fire that transcends the world, with power unprecedented in history. As a person who plays with fire, naturally, he could not resist such temptation. So he has to keep collecting various flames and synthesize that unparalleled flame in the future. But at this moment, a fire unicorn and a giant coon suddenly appeared on the battlefield. Kiran steps on auspicious clouds. Kunpeng strikes the sky. 2 mythical beasts are rampaging in the demon race. The powerful Qilin magic and Kunpeng magic were released, and many demons besieging Chu Yan were seriously injured, and some were even killed directly. The ancient mythical beasts Qilin and Kunpeng. She is Chu Yunling, the divine-level beast tamer of the Chu family. As soon as Chu Yunling appeared, the demons recognized him. After all, this is also on the demon race bounty list. Very strong. With several divine beasts guarding her, her fighting power is no weaker than Chu Yanran and others. Spiritual. Why are you here? Chu Yan looked at the figure standing on the back of the huge Kunpeng and asked in surprise. Because Chu Yunling has been guarding the southern area. Chu Yan, I want to ask you for help with something. What's up? Chu Yan asked. It's about a sacred fire. Oh. Chu Yunling told Chu Yan about her experience in Kanghai region. She wanted Chu Yan to take away the divine fire from somewhere. There is actually a divine fire. You should have told me about this earlier. Chu Yan was extremely surprised. Now the demon race is coming. If the sacred fire is snatched away by the demon race, it will be a huge loss. The demon race has indeed discovered the sacred fire somewhere, but don't worry, my 2 contracted beasts have been guarding there. It is almost impossible for those demon race to obtain the sacred fire. After his 2 spirit beasts absorbed the drop of dragon blood given by the beast god. The bloodline has undergone some kind of transformation. Surpassing the previous dragon race bloodline. The fighting power is naturally terrifyingly strong. Even if they were facing the descendants of the demon lord's bloodline, they would not take them seriously at all. In that case, let's go and come back quickly. The current battle situation is very tense and cannot afford any further delay. But just as they were about to set off, but someone found Chu Yan and brought news about Chu Jingyu. What? My father asked me to go home and get married. Chu Yan looked at Yan Lingji beside him in surprise. The latter blushed and lowered his head. Yes, I heard that it was Beast God who brought it up. Beast God also said that he was waiting to drink at your wedding. What? Even Beast God is paying attention to this. Chu Yan widened his eyes. At first, he had planned to take Yan Lingji to ask Beast God to check it out. After all, the other party's origins are too mysterious. It appeared from the space of the stone tablet engraved with the lower part of the 9 heavens burning fire art. Although he doesn't have any memories, his strength seems to be too strong. But I never thought. The Beast God has already noticed him. And Beast God can agree. That means there is no problem with Yan Lingji's identity. Are you sure you want to go home and get married now? The situation is very serious now. Chu Yan frowned and asked the person who delivered the message. That's not what I said, but it's not good to keep Beast God waiting, right? Well, that makes sense. Chu Yan nodded. Others can wait. But we can't let Beast God wait. Then he said to Chu Yunling, it seems that the matter of obtaining the divine fire can only wait until I get married. It's okay. Getting married is more important. But I may not be able to attend your wedding. After all, you know the current situation. Chu Yunling said apologetically. It's okay, it's okay. The current situation is special. I think the wedding will be simple and not too grand. Chu Yan didn't care. But I feel a little sorry for Yan Lingji. Then Chu Yan took Yan Lingji away from the first level battlefield. Return to the family. On the way back, Chu Yan told Yan Lingji again, in our Chu family, you can disrespect anyone, but you can't disrespect Beast God. Do you understand? Husband, you have said this so many times that I don't know how many times. I keep hearing this in my dreams. Yan Lingji became more and more curious. What kind of existence is this Chu family Beast God? To be respected by my husband and all the Chu family members. Oh, so you dreamed about me too. Tell me, husband, did I do anything to you in my dream? Hate. Chu Yan didn't expect that. The wedding was held the next day after returning to the family. I never expected that. Beast God actually attended his own wedding in person. Because many people in the Chu family were unable to return. What was originally thought to be a simple wedding became more grand than ever because of the participation of Beast God. This is the greatest honor for any member of the Chu family. And not only that, Long Yuan also gave him the Chaos Divine Fire as a gift. For Chu Yan, there is no gift more precious than the Divine Fire. And the Chaos Divine Fire. This is an extremely terrifying power among the Divine Fires. After you get married, stay at home for a while. I am looking forward to your offspring. Long Yuan looked at Chu Yan and said. The latter was shocked and asked, could it be that beast god knows the origins of my wife? It's not monster race, nor any known race in the human world. What race would it be? I don't know her origins, but she is an elf. So I want to see what kind of extraordinary talent your offspring will have. Elves. Never heard of it. You don't have to worry too much, just let it go and live a good life from now on. Yes. Chu Yan got married. Yan Lingji officially became a member of the Chu family. The system's mission is also completed. Congratulations to the host for completing the mission of training the Guardian family into an immortal family. Mission rewards: 50,000 years of realm cultivation, 50,000 years of physical cultivation, 50 copies of divine level physical essence, 50 copies of divine level martial soul essence, 50 physical enhancement pills, 50 martial soul enhancement pills, a yin-yang spring, and a universe mountain. Chapter 176, The Original Azure Lotus Part 3. The so-called immortal family needs to be led by an imperishable realm master and 11 martial god masters. Now the Chu family is satisfied. So the system task is naturally satisfied. At this time, Long Yuan stretched out his palm. 2 items emerged. One of them was a spring with black and white yin and yang energies swirling in it. The surface of the water looked like a yin and yang diagram, extremely magical. The other one is a huge black mountain, with universes suspended around it and stars faintly lingering in the middle, exuding a mysterious atmosphere. It is the yin-yang spring and the universe mountain. This yin-yang spring has the power to cleanse the tendons and marrow and reshape the foundation. Those who are born unable to practice cultivation will be reborn and have the qualifications to practice cultivation as long as they soak in it for a few days. Every once in a while, the universe mountain will produce a large amount of chaos essence stones, which will play a vital role in the Chu family's opening of the Time Tower. Long Yuan said to Chu Jingyu, hearing the effects of the 2 items. The latter was stunned. With these 2 items, no one can stop the rise of their Chu family. Thank you, beast god. Chu Jingyu bowed and saluted. Long Yuan flicked his finger. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audio Wave. The 2 objects turned into 2 streams of light and fell into the depths of the 9th layer space world. Yin-Yang Spring is rooted in the earth. The universe mountain was placed in the Tower of Time by Long Yuan. The time acceleration function of the Time Tower can be applied to the Cosmic Mountain, which can promote the faster birth of Chaos Essence stones on the Cosmic Mountain. After Long Yuan returned to the Dragon Emperor Palace, he began to absorb the cultivation power again. He has been practicing too much recently, so he has not been able to stop for even a second. After absorbing these 5 million years of cultivation, I wonder if I can break through the creation realm. Hey, another reward for returning to ancestral bloodline. Host Long Yuan. Race Cosmic Sky Dragon. Realm Cultivation Opening Heaven Realm Perfection. Physical Cultivation Perfection in the Infinite Realm. Current task: cultivate the Guardian family into an immortal family. Task reward: 1 Bloodline Return, 70,000 years of Realm Cultivation, 70,000 years of Physical Cultivation, 50 Physical Fitness Enhancement Pills, 50 Martial Soul Enhancement Pills, 20 Enlightenment Pills, the Master Level Skill, Extreme Dao Jungong, a Treasure Cliff. Family Guardian Level, Immortal Level, Host's cultivation speed increases 110 times. In addition to the return of blood, only the Jubao Cliff caught Long Yuan's eye. It can gather all the ownerless treasures in the world. That sounds pretty awesome. I just don't know what level of treasures I can gather. Those low-level treasures seem to have no effect on the Chu family. If we can gather a creation-level treasure, that would be of great use. Besides, can the treasure cliff gather the ownerless treasures of this world or the ownerless treasures of all the chaotic worlds? Long Yuan remembers that Yanlingji came from the original ancient world elves. This is definitely a world outside the heavens. If Jubao Cliff can also collect the treasures of that world, then there might be a pleasant surprise. Wait, the original ancient world, the original. Long Yuan narrowed his eyes slightly. He seemed to have seen this primordial ancient world somewhere before. The next moment, a blue lotus appeared in his hand. It was the supreme treasure, original Azure Lotus, that the system had rewarded. Treasure, original Azure Lotus. Rank, eternal supreme treasure. Introduction, the eternal treasure that gave birth to the primordial ancient world, unique throughout the ages and indestructible forever. I was thinking I've seen this primordial ancient world somewhere before. It turns out it's because of the primordial Azure lotus. However, when I first saw the words, original ancient realm, Long Yuan thought this was some small world. After all, in his mind, how big a world can a lotus give birth to? But now it seems that the primordial ancient world is probably a world larger than the heavens. Among them there are even powerful ones like those in the realm of creation. I really didn't expect that when the first martial god was born in the Chu family, such an amazing reward would be given. The only one in eternity. Eternal and immortal. These few words alone represent the unrivaled defense of the original Azure lotus. Chu Yan and Yanling Ji spent a few days of honeymoon in the clan. After a period of shameless and loving life. For this purpose, he even specially asked Chu Long for some advice on some postures. Then he headed towards the Kanghai area. Where is he going to collect that divine fire? At the same time, a large number of reinforcements from Grotto Heaven, ancient land of burial heaven and sword tomb also rushed to the battlefield. What a jerk. How dare these three forbidden areas take the initiative to become enemies with the demon race? Did they want to reincarnate sooner? After learning about the alliance between the three forbidden areas and the Chu family, several demon lords were furious. If they were not injured, we have already taken action against those three forbidden areas. But it's not a big problem. Even if they joined forces with the Chu family, what can they do? Can't my entire demon world, hell, and the other 6 forbidden areas destroy them? But now is not the time to attack the forbidden area. Once we recover from our injuries, it will be time to destroy them. When the time comes, I will drink up all the blood of those ancient ancestors and taste their internal organs carefully. The Blood Demon Lord said sternly. At first I didn't expect things to develop to this extent. Otherwise, they would not have attacked the Chu family's beast god first, but would have destroyed the 3 forbidden areas first. Now it is too late to take action against the 3 forbidden areas. We must find a way to balance or even kill the powerful beast god of the Chu family, otherwise we will always be in a passive position. The Void Lord said, peak combat power is the key factor that determines the final outcome of the war. Otherwise, let those demons fight to death. In the end, the Chu family's beast god slapped all of them to death. All the efforts before that were in vain. It's easy to say, that's the opening heaven realm. How can a group of us who are half step into the opening heaven realm check and balance or even kill the other party? If it was before, maybe we really didn't have a solution, but now that even the heavenly demon tribe has taken action, maybe there is a way. What is the solution? Battle formation. Battle formation. Are you planning to use the ancient ultimate power of the heavenly demon clan to fight? The demon dragon lord frowned and asked. Will that thing contribute to the battle against the heavenly demon clan? As long as we tell them the truth about the situation here, I believe they won't be so stubborn. After all, the appearance of an opening heaven realm expert in the human world is a threat to them. What if that beast god suddenly gets upset and rushes into my demon world? Can the heavenly demon tribe resist it alone? The Void Demon Lord said in a deep voice. Now this situation. The safety of their entire demon world is already involved. Several demon lords frowned in thought. If the battle formation is controlled by these demon lords, together with the netherworld and the ancient ancestors, then maybe there really is a terrifying combat power that can kill opening heaven realm. The heavenly demon race is the oldest demon race. According to some legends, it is very likely that it was the first creature born in the 33rd layer. Naturally, they have some terrifying methods in their hands that are unimaginable to ordinary people. And that creation-level battle formation is one of them. It once made a great name for itself in ancient times. This is one of the reasons why the heavenly demon clan is so small but is always ranked as the first ancient clan in the demon world. Chapter 177 Chu Yan enters the underwater volcano. In that case, I will return to demon world myself. Please ask the seniors of the heavenly demon clan to come out and fight. The demon dragon lord instantly stood up and said, if I could really kill the Chu family's beast god and absorb his dragon blood, it will definitely allow you to raise your bloodline power to another level. You can imagine how powerful you will be by then. So he is particularly concerned about the beast god of the Chu family. After the Dragon Lord returned to the demon world, a demon lord suddenly said, "What do you think would happen if we used the battle formation to open the entrance from the human world to the netherworld and let those opening heaven realm masters in?" A strong man from the netherworld hell took action. It should be easy for them to open up a passage from the human world to the supreme god realm. That's not right. We in demon world don't have any opening heaven level experts, so we can't form any checks and balances on them. If they suddenly attack us, the consequences will be unpredictable. A demon lord shook his head. I think this method is too risky. But there is also my demon race senior in hell. With them here, those opening heaven experts won't attack us. That's what you say, but who can know the situation in the area? What if our demon race senior has already perished in the area? The void demon lord sighed. Want the demon race and other races to live in peace. It's difficult. Long-term coexistence will inevitably lead to war. What the ending will be is still unknown. How about we first find the red-haired old ghost and others to learn about the situation in hell before making a decision? Well, that's fine, but don't get your hopes up. Supporters from the 3 forbidden areas descended on the battlefield. I just pushed back the demon race. Expand the barrier a bit. The attack of demon race became more fierce. In addition, martial gods from forbidden areas such as the Cave of Time and the Sea of Dry Blood also joined in. This immediately plunged the Chu family into a tough battle. Of course, it was just a hard fight. The damage was not great. After all, the Chu family still has Chu Long, who is half-step imperishable realm. If he joins forces with his martial god harem, the real imperishable realm can be killed. So Chu Long is invincible here. And he also relied on his own strength to continuously expand the barrier. The demon race naturally noticed the changes brought about by the expansion of the barrier. But there was nothing I could do. Even the demon lord couldn't resist it. He had no choice but to try his best to stop Chu Long. The best way to stop him is to siege other martial gods. Waste his time and let him go to various places for rescue. In the vast sea, facing the siege of hundreds of demon gods, Chu Yan finally released his own divine fire, Kang Tian Shu Yan. Wherever the divine fire passes, the demon was instantly reduced to ashes. After all, the divine fire can even burn the ancient ancestors of the forbidden land. Burning the martial god to death is certainly no problem at all. The power of the divine fire is so terrifying. Even Chu Yunling was quite shocked when she saw this scene. Among the Chu family members today, the only one who could kill so many people with one strike might be Chu Long, who is half a step into the imperishable realm. The power of the divine fire is indeed very strong, so I am unwilling to use it unless it is absolutely necessary. Now he already possesses 4 divine fires. The void flame of the sky, the divine flame of the universe, the demonic fire of annihilation, and the divine fire of chaos. The Great Yu divine flame was the divine fire he obtained from the immortal Sea of Fire. Possesses terrifying power to burn the sky and destroy the earth. The first 2 kinds of divine fire had been completely refined by him. And if the annihilation devil fire and the chaos god fire are completely refined, Chu Yan is confident that he can break through to the imperishable realm. Chu Yunling frowned and said, "Actually, I think we don't need to worry about so much at this point. The first priority is to drive the demon race out of the human world." Fortunately, the beast god gave them a place of refuge. If there is no barrier set by beast god, the human world has absolutely fallen. Therefore, Chu Yunling felt that there was no need to fight with demon race at the same level. After all, when the other party invaded the human world, they didn't just send the demon saint, right? Chu Yan pondered. I think what Chu Yunling said makes sense. Imagine if there was no barrier. Will I still be so calm? In that case, I will let go completely from now on. Chu Yan's eyes suddenly became firm. Soon the 2 of them arrived near the underwater volcano. Here at this moment the great battle is taking place. 2 giant blue thunder dragons and a golden true dragon, each 10,000 meters long, were fighting with dozens of demon gods. Although the enemy has a large number of demons, but the fighting power of the 2 real dragons is also extremely terrifying. They are all fighting against multiple demons on their own. I can feel that there is definitely a divine fire in the crater of this volcano. If we can get this divine fire, It will definitely cause heavy damage to the Chu family, and even kill all the martial gods in this divine war space. A demon from the Flame Demon clan said excitedly. Originally, a powerful descendant of the Flame Demon clan possessed a divine fire. I wanted to rely on that divine fire to kill everyone in this space. They named their Flame Demon clan Yang Wei. But as luck would have it, he met a guy from the Chu family who also controlled the divine fire. Before he could kill everyone, the guy snatched the divine fire away from him. This incident made the Flame Demon clan all furious. Because their Flame Demon clan only has that one sacred fire. And even in Demon World, there are only a few of these divine fires, and they are priceless treasures. So at this moment, I discovered that there were traces of the divine fire in the human world again. The fire demon then came with a large number of demons to kill them. You guys hold these two real dragons while I go to subdue the divine fire. Kai Yan, the demon god of the Flame Demon clan, shouted to the other demon gods. Don't worry, these two real dragons are left to us. But as I said before, if you get the sacred fire, you have to hunt martial god for us in the future. If you dare to break your promise, you know the consequences. Haha, don't worry, how can I, Kai Yan, be a person who doesn't keep my word? The devil fire burned on Qian's body. Dodge the attacks of two real dragons and dive into the underwater volcano. But at this moment, Chu Yan also followed closely and entered the crater. Be careful. His voice echoed in the crater. Don't worry, I'll take care of the outside. Chu Yunling, who had just arrived, replied. He then summoned his fire Qilin and Kunpeng to join the battle. The Chu family's beastmaster. All the demon lords rushed towards Chu Yunling the moment they saw her. The hatred between demon race and the Chu family is deep. I thought this invasion of the human world would be easy. But how many demon race have been killed so far? All of this was caused by the Chu family. So whenever you see the Chu family martial god, the people from demon race instantly became red-eyed. No words. Chu Yunling stood on Kunpeng's back and killed him. What did they have to say to demon race? On the other side, Chu Yan entered the underwater volcano. Just entered the crater. The other four divine fires in his body began to become restless. It really is a divine fire, but I don't know what kind of divine fire it is. His eyes looked downward. There, the red magma emits a fiery red glow. There seems to be a phoenix shadow looming in the middle. Is that shadow caused by the spirit beast egg down there or the divine fire here? Because the volcano is not erupting at this moment, Chu Yan couldn't see the specific situation clearly. But as he dived, a terrifying attack suddenly came from below. Chapter 178 Nirvana Divine Fire. It was a ferocious beast transformed from black magic fire. He roared and rushed towards Chu Yan fiercely. Demon race. Chu Yan narrowed his eyes slightly. Full of murderous intent. The right fist was burning with fire. Facing the roaring devil fire beast, he punched out. Boom! There was a loud explosion. The flames were blazing. The dark devil fire suddenly exploded in an instant. The volcano shook violently due to the powerful energy impact. Whoosh! Chu Yan's figure emerged from the exploding energy. He rushed towards the red flames below without hesitation. Die! Kai Yan growled. His body flashed and appeared in front of Chu Yan. One punch out. Several heaven-level magic fires surrounded his fist and transformed into a rapidly spinning wheel of fire that attacked Chu Yan. Because he knew very well, if I don't kill the other party, it will be difficult for me to concentrate on refining this divine fire. But the next moment, a dark flame emitting demonic properties appeared in front of Chu Yan. It turned into a wall of fire to block the opponent's attack. What? This is the devil's fire of annihilation. Are you the Chu Yan who stole our divine fire? Kai Yan screamed. Because this matter has spread throughout their Flame Demon clan, and everyone knows about it. For a moment he looked frightened. The other party controls the divine fire. How can I be the opponent of the other party? Is my reputation that great? It's a pity that the only reward I can give you is reincarnation. Chu Yan sneered. The black flames of the annihilation demon fire suddenly exploded and swallowed up the red flames. Ah, I won't give up. Kai Yan roared. He actually died under the divine fire of their Flame Demon clan. The screams were shrill, but it only lasted for a breath. Why would you be unwilling? I used the magic fire on purpose just to let you die peacefully. It stands to reason that being able to die under your own divine fire should be a blessing for you. Chu Yan put away the devil fire of annihilation. Kai Yan's body was still intact. Even his clothes didn't show any signs of being burned. But there is no breath of life anymore, just like the nirvana of Buddhism. This is how the demonic fire of annihilation got its name. This flame does not have a scorching temperature. But his flames can burn a person's soul in an instant. Qian is dead. However, several of his heaven-level flames were left behind and collected by Chu Yan. Although heavenly fire's power is limited, but his own skills can fuse heavenly fire into divine fire. Chu Yan did not stay. Continue to go deeper into the volcano. Soon, it entered the magma. The magma here is filled with divine flames, and the temperature has risen to an extremely terrifying level. Without the cultivation of a martial god, it is impossible to enter here. After walking tens of thousands of meters, Chu Yan came to an underground river. But the river water here is boiling magma. The temperature here has reached a level that even the martial god cannot bear. Even Chu Yan, who is a professional fire player, he also put on a layer of divine fire coat on his body. No wonder the Hell Gate doesn't dare to explore this place. It's impossible for the martial emperor to reach here with his cultivation level. Even a martial god can't survive here without special means. Puff! Just as Chu Yan entered the lava river, a red flame gushed out upstream of the river. Seeing this, Chu Yan flew upstream towards the lava river. It didn't take long to reach the source of the fire. This place looks like a huge magma lake. In the center of the lava lake is a huge red egg the size of a house, and the eggshell is covered with all kinds of complex golden runes. Could this be a phoenix egg? Because from time to time, the shadow of a big bird would appear on the eggshell. But Chu Yan was not sure whether the phantom was a phoenix. Whether it's a phoenix egg or not, we must take it back. This is what Chu Yunling wants. Then Chu Yan discovered that underneath the giant red egg, there was a ball of golden flame that was constantly burning the egg. Are you baking eggs? His eyes widened. That ball of golden flame was clearly burning the giant egg. Wouldn't this have been roasted long ago? Because that flame is the divine fire. It would be strange if you weren't cooked after being burned by the divine fire like this. Chu Yan flew to the dome. Spiritual sense comes out. I was shocked to find that there was still life in this giant egg. This giant egg didn't burn to death, it's still alive. Chu Yan decisively put away the giant egg. However, just as he moved the giant egg away, the flames below seemed to burst out. A huge golden bird rushed out from the golden flames and attacked Chu Yan. FK. Chu Yan was shocked. Immediately he summoned the sky flame. The two divine fires collided in the air, and golden and white flames swept around, setting off rolling waves of fire. This is the Phoenix clan's Nirvana sacred fire. Kang Tian Chu Yan said. Nirvana. The fire that can bring resurrection from the dead. That's right. That egg should be the Phoenix egg. The Nirvana divine fire keeps burning the other party in order to make the Nirvana reborn. Nirvana is reborn. Did the egg die before? It's possible. Quote. As the two were talking, the flame phoenix in the golden Nirvana divine fire spoke. Damn human, do you know what a sin you have committed? It took me millions of years to bring the son of the first phoenix back to life. He finally had a breath of life, but you dared to move him away at this critical moment. Do you know that by doing this, my millions of years of hard work will be in vain? It will also cause the son of the first phoenix to perish completely. The fire of Nirvana seemed to be extremely angry. The flaming phoenix is the incarnation of the fire spirit of Nirvana. At this moment, it was madly crashing into the barrier formed by the sky's virtual flame. Raging waves of fire swept all around. Let this space melt. Chu Yan was numb. He hurriedly explained, I really didn't mean it. When he saw that scene, he thought that the divine fire was burning the egg, so he didn't think much about it and put it away. He immediately took out the phoenix egg. As expected, I could feel the breath of life gradually dissipating. This made Chu Yan's face change. He didn't want to give Chu Yunling a dead egg. Human, hand over the son of the first phoenix to me. If he dies, I will fight you to the death. Nirvana's sacred fire and the first phoenix were born at the same time. Known as the exclusive sacred fire of the Phoenix clan. Naturally, I have special feelings for the son of the first Phoenix. No way. Chu Yan could only return the Phoenix egg to the other party. If you keep it here for a long time, I'm just afraid that the life within it will really dissipate. The Phoenix egg, wrapped in golden flames, reappeared in the center of the lava lake and began to burn as before. Human, you have at least made my tens of thousands of years of hard work go up in smoke. Nirvana's divine fire spirit sighed. When the first Phoenix laid this egg before its death, it was unfortunately a stillborn fetus. He received the order from the first Phoenix. Using the power of Nirvana, he reborn the son of the first Phoenix. So they have been guarding here for millions of years. But I didn't expect that after finally showing a sign of improvement, it was almost ruined by a human. Chapter 179 Fire Spirit 3rd Update. If the life within is allowed to dissipate, it will take millions of years for life to appear again. I didn't know you were trying to save him. Chu Yan was full of apologies. If you know the other party's intention, he would never be so reckless in anything he said. Whatever, there's no fatal damage anyway, it's just a loss of tens of thousands of years. Given this human's sincerity, Nirvana's divine fire spirit did not pursue the matter too much. Tens of thousands of years may seem like a long time to ordinary people. But for Nirvana's divine fire, it was just a snap of the fingers. However, the fire spirit was a little anxious because the son of the first Phoenix had not yet awakened. Human, what are you doing here? Nirvana asked the fire spirit. I came here to tame the divine fire. Subdue me. Don't you already have the blue sky flame? Do you still want to subdue me? You are truly greedy. Not only do I have the sky void flame, I also have the great universe divine flame, the devil fire of annihilation, and the divine fire of chaos. Chu Yan said calmly. What? You actually have so many divine fires? This is impossible. Even in the ancient times, no one could subdue so many divine fires, especially the chaos divine fire. He has never appeared in the world since ancient times. The Nirvana fire spirit was startled at first. Then he raised doubts. Other divine fires have appeared before, but the chaos divine fire has never appeared since ancient times. Chu Yan smiled. He stretched out his right hand, and a pitch-black flame appeared in his hand. That flame was not like a normal flame. Instead, it looked like chaos runes were burning. This aura, this is indeed the chaos divine fire. How could you even find him? The Nirvana fire spirit let out a horrified cry. Has even the chaos divine fire appeared in this era? Do you want to see my other two sacred flames? Chu Yan asked. The Nirvana fire spirit was silent, then asked, Human, since you already have 4 divine fires, why are you collecting other divine fires? This much divine fire should be enough for anyone. What do you want? On attack. The power of the chaos divine fire is enough to crush any other divine fire. There is no point in collecting so much divine fire. To be honest, I want to synthesize a magical fire that surpasses the divine fire. And to accomplish this feat, we must have enough divine fire. Chu Yan replied, a strange fire of heaven and earth that surpasses the divine fire. Human, are you sure there is a strange fire in the world that surpasses the divine fire? If I say there is, then of course there is. How about it? Do you want to come with me and become a being that surpasses the divine fire in the future? It's impossible for me to leave. You have seen my current situation. I can't leave here. At least I won't leave until the son of the first Phoenix wakes up completely. Whether Nirvana fire spirit believes it or not. Finally rejected. How long will it take for him to fully wake up? At least millions of years. Don't waste your time, humans. Even if the son of the first Phoenix fully awakens, I will not leave the Phoenix clan. The Nirvana fire spirit gave a definite answer. He was born with the first Phoenix. It is also the exclusive sacred fire of the Phoenix clan. It's impossible to leave the Phoenix clan. A million years. Chu Yan's mouth twitched slightly. We still don't know what the human world will be like in a million years. It seems that you are still unaware of the current situation in the human world. Chu Yan sighed. No matter what the situation is, it has nothing to do with me. Nirvana fire spirit said. How can it have nothing to do with you? To be honest, you are just lucky. The area you are in happens to be within the sphere of influence of our Chu family. It is covered by a barrier to protect you. Otherwise you would have been forcibly subdued by the demon race long ago. Even the son of the first phoenix would have probably become food for the demon race. Demon race. Where did the demon race come from in the human world? Nirvana Fire Spirit asked. It seems that you really know nothing about the outside world. The demon race army has descended upon our human world. There are nearly 10 demon lord level warriors here, and the rest of the domination realm and infinite realm warriors are as numerous as stars. Just when I entered here, the demon god from the flame demon clan had already discovered this place, and we even had a battle in the volcanic passage. This means that this place has been discovered by the demon race. Do you think you can still stay here safely? Chu Yan asked. He was determined to obtain the Nirvana Divine Fire. But the other party has already developed intelligence, and he doesn't want to use force unless it is absolutely necessary. What? Even the demon lords have arrived. Nirvana was a little panicked. The golden flames began to tremble. Even if such a strong man is divine fire, he cannot hurt the other party. The key is if the demon race really finds this place. Then the son of the first phoenix might be in real danger. The demon race is a group of extremely bloodthirsty creatures. What should I do? Human, is what you just said true? Nirvana Fire Spirit asked in a deep voice. Isn't the passage from the human world to the demon world closed? How did those guys get into this world? If you tell even a single lie, you will be struck by lightning. Chu Yan said seriously. Nirvana Fire Spirit fell into deep thought. Then this place is really dangerous. Alas, it's a pity that the son of the first phoenix has not fully awakened. Otherwise with his phoenix bloodline he could have opened the passage barrier seal and entered the ancient phoenix realm to escape the disaster. The Nirvana Fire Spirit looked at the magma lake below him. Human, you said that a demon lord has descended on the demon world. How did you, the human race, withstand the other side's horrific offensive? To be honest, my human race is protected by our Chu family's beast god, so it's easy for us to stop the demon lord. Even before, 4 demon lords fell at the hands of beast god, and the rest of the demon lords were injured and have not dared to do it themselves since then. Beast god. Who is that? It's a dragon from the opening heaven realm. Opening heaven realm divine dragon. Could it be the ancestral dragon? Could it be that a powerful being from the supreme divine realm has descended? No, beast god is a native dragon race of the human world. The reason why our human world has not been completely destroyed is because of the existence of beast god. Moreover, beast god's methods are mysterious and unpredictable. He may be able to completely awaken the son of the first phoenix in a short period of time. Haha, human, stop talking nonsense. Even a strong person in the opening heaven realm doesn't have the ability to make people resurrection from the dead. Nirvana Fire Spirit sneered. When it comes to Nirvana's rebirth, he dares to say he is second to none and no one dares to say he is first. How about we make a bet? If Beast God really has the ability to revive the son of the first phoenix in a short period of time, how about you take the initiative to recognize me as your master? Chu Yan said with a smile. HMPH, don't use this method on me. Chu Yan said earnestly, think about it. If you succeed, wouldn't that be exactly what you want? If you fail, you can also stay with an opening heaven realm expert and continue Nirvana's son of the Phoenix. This should be 100 benefits for you without any harm, right? Unless you don't want the son of the first Phoenix to wake up so soon. Nonsense, I wish he would wake up right now. Okay, human, then let's do as you said. If your beast god can really revive the son of the first Phoenix in a short period of time, what's wrong with me recognizing you as my master? Chapter 180. Son of the First Phoenix, Chu Hao defeats the Martial Emperor. Nirvana thought again and again. The worst outcome would be that he continued to use the power of Nirvana to slowly revive the son of the First Phoenix. Moreover, staying beside a powerful person in the opening heaven realm is indeed more secure. Chu Yan smiled. He didn't know if Beast God really had the means to quickly wake the other party up. After all, this is rebirth from death. Even if not. As long as you arrive at the Chu family. Sooner or later, I will be able to subdue him. But what if there is? Then wouldn't I be able to get a divine fire? Having made the decision, the Nirvana divine fire left here with Chu Yan. Just out of the volcano. He then felt the breath of demon race. These demon races have really come into the human world. The sea water has been dyed black. The corpses of this demon race are floating everywhere. Chu Yunling and her 4 spirit beasts have killed dozens of demons while guarding here. How about it? Is this the phoenix egg? Seeing Chu Yan return, Chu Yunling flew over and immediately saw a giant egg floating above the flames. The situation is not good. The egg's vitality is very weak, so I would like to ask Beast God to see if he can save it. Chu Yan briefly explained the situation. So that's how it is. In that case, you should return to your family first. Let me know the result. Chu Yunling sighed. If it really takes millions of years, she can't wait. Good. Chu Yan nodded. Fly towards the family with the Nirvana sacred fire and the phoenix egg. What did that woman mean just now? The fire spirit asked. She originally wanted to contract this phoenix egg. What? She actually wants to contract the son of the first phoenix. The fire spirit exploded. The bloodline of the son of the first phoenix is extremely noble. How dare someone contract him? Aren't you afraid of being struck by lightning? Don't make a fuss. It's a blessing for the son of the first phoenix to be contracted by her. Chu Yan said calmly. Bullshit, do you know who the first phoenix is? He is a nearly invincible existence. His bloodline is the highest existence in the 33 heavens. How can her offspring be contracted by humans? No, absolutely not. The fire spirit firmly denied it. If Shi Huang knew this, I'm afraid he won't be able to rest in peace even in his grave. Her beast-taming talent is terrifying. It can continuously purify the blood of the contracted spirit beast. Humph, does the bloodline of the son of the first phoenix need to be purified and evolved? This is a joke. The fire spirit snorted coldly. To put it bluntly, even in ancient times, there are only a few who can match the bloodline of the first phoenix son. Not to mention now. Chu Yan did not reply. The most urgent task now is to see if Beast God has the ability to revive the son of the first phoenix. As for whether a contract can be signed, it depends on whether Yunling himself can convince Huo Ling. But when he passed by the emperor-level war zone, it was discovered that dozens of powerful demon emperors were besieging a group of human martial emperors. And among those martial emperors, a young man covered in bruises was lying there. Chu Hao. Human, hand over that human immediately. As long as you hand over that person, we can let you live. Otherwise, you will be unable to escape today. All the demon emperors looked at Chu Hao, who was guarded by a group of martial emperors, with cold and covetous eyes. This human being is really terrible. In just a few months, he actually broke through from the martial sovereign to the quasi-martial emperor realm. And the most terrifying thing is, I don't know what kind of martial spirit the other party possesses that can actually devour the corpses of their demon race. It would be fine if the demon race devoured humans just because they were delicious, but after devouring the corpses of the demon race, their cultivation would improve by leaps and bounds. This is incredible. Let them be terrified. So long has it been devouring. I'm afraid that the other party will be able to become a martial god in just a few years. Moreover, the opponent's combat power is also terrifyingly strong. Even if it is just the quasi-martial emperor realm. Killing the martial emperor perfectly is no problem. This kind of combat power is even more terrifying than the descendants of the demon lord. So dozens of demon emperors set up an ambush. An ambush was launched on Chu Hao. Just when they were about to succeed, they were discovered by other martial emperors around them. If they delay any further, more and more martial emperors will gather together, and their plan will probably fail. Hehe, don't we know what kind of people you demon race are? If you want us to hand over the person, you have to walk over our dead bodies. A martial emperor snorted coldly. In that case, you all should die. Dozens of demon emperors immediately surrounded and killed a dozen martial emperors like vicious wolves. Today, Wubi is determined to kill Chu Hao here. The two sides engaged in a fierce battle. Blood spilled into the sky. Chu Hao's pupils narrowed. The swallowing heaven, martial spirit appeared behind him. The blood that was scattered in the sky was immediately swallowed by the martial spirit. Crash! The red blood and the dark devil blood merged together. Like muddy rivers of blood. At the end of the blood river is the martial spirit, swallow the sky. The heaven-swallowing martial soul swallows everything. It can even devour energy attacks, making it extremely powerful. as the blood is swallowed. Chu Hao's injuries recovered at a speed visible to the naked eye. Stop him now. A Void Demon Emperor roared. He rushed past the Martial Emperor's obstruction. The huge palm slapped towards Chu Hao's head. Is it going to succeed? The other Demon Emperors were delighted. Stop those crazy Martial Emperors. There was a look of madness on his face. However, just as the palm with evil spirit was about to touch Chu Hao's head, the latter's eyes suddenly opened. Grab the arm of the Void Demon Emperor. Die. Chu Hao let out a low growl. Tear it hard. The arm of the Void Demon Emperor was torn off by Chu Hao. Accompanied by screams, a large amount of demonic blood spurted out. The Void Demon Emperor felt pain, but was more terrified. Has this man recovered? Just as he was about to disappear into the void, the immense energy in Chu Hao's body exploded. A punch was thrown. The void was shattered. The Void Demon Emperor's head was also blown up by the punch. Swallow. Chu Hao roared. The terrifying devouring power in the martial soul exploded. The body and blood of the Void Demon Emperor were swallowed into the martial soul. Boom. At this moment, a terrifying aura burst out from Chu Hao's body, sweeping the sky. Martial Emperor, he broke through Martial Emperor. This is really bad. All the demon races showed horror. The opponent was already so invincible when he was a quasi-martial emperor. Not to mention that he has now become a true martial emperor. The opportunity has passed, retreat. A demon race growled unwillingly. Leave. Can you leave? Chu Hao strode forward. Walking like a dragon or a tiger, his clothes rustling, his aura overwhelming. He took one step and was within arm's reach. In an instant, he was behind a flying demon emperor. Grab the other's wings with both hands. Tear it hard. With a crackling sound, the opponent's wings were torn off by him. Then a palm fell. The demon emperor's head was actually smashed into his chest. It was a horrible sight. Not far away, Chu Yan, who noticed this scene, exclaimed, Chu Hao is really cruel. He was ready to take action just now. Unexpectedly, the other party recovered at the critical moment. What kind of martial spirit is that? I have never seen such a martial spirit even in ancient times. The fire spirit was horrified. This martial spirit can actually devour the demon race. It's really terrifying. You have certainly never seen it, because the level of this martial spirit has surpassed the divine level. Thank you for watching. Continue exploring the fascinating world of Chinese novels with us. Hit that subscribe button on Chinese Novel Audio Wave to stay updated with our latest stories. And never miss out on a great listen.